everything else aside, in this very moment, this is the coolest ever because I get to listen to this conversation before anybody else. I get to be a part of making it, and it's so sick. And that negates all frustrations, just kind of disappear in that moment.
Right.
And it enables you to like continue working for whatever the vision is, pun intended.
Yeah. Oh, God. Good, Matthew?
I like to think so, yeah.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Around the Bar. Today is the super special Christmas episode. You guys are supposed
fucking hats.
You guys are supposed to be wearing your hats.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Where did they all go? There were
Back
3.
there. Can't be the only one.
Where back there? Ah, there
And the
they
hat
are.
actually fits James' head, too.
Yeah, that's gonna fit your head nice. No, that
There
one might
you
not.
go. There you
No,
go.
you can't offset and have two. That one's not gonna fit.
I like it.
It's not gonna fit. You got to put it on
Like
his
a
little
yarmulke
dome.
vibe.
It's a yarmulke. Happy Hanukkah.
We gotta swap these.
You have a
I
little
also
head?
think, like, for the sake of like
Do
balance.
you really?
Where's the feather supposed to go? Left side?
Towards camera, probably. Either one. Either way.
Now put the
That's-
headphones on over.
That's good.
Let's go
He's-
like trolleys.
No,
Let's
just
go like
put-
that.
Dude, oh my god,
If only it was white.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Dude,
Let's just put the headphones on quick.
Just put it on quick.
Yeah.
That actually looks bad. When it's tilted to the side, it looks fine.
It's gonna look bad, dude. No girls are gonna watch this.
No, it looks great, Raj. It looks great.
I wish they were, but they won't. I've already come to terms with that.
Hey, man, listen. 0.01%
Girls,
girls around the bar.
sup,
Probably all from the Butters episode.
sup.
We good now?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Welcome back to another episode of Around the Bar. Today, we have got a super special Christmas episode, which is why we're all wearing Christmas hats.
Ooh.
I looked around all of the Around the Bar comments, and it's just an overwhelming, like, we want eMattCraig on the podcast.
I can't even say that that's not true because I haven't looked at the comments.
Because he hasn't watched one. He just comes in here, produces them. Today we have got the OpTic production team, besides Riley and besides True Edits, he edits. And that's the team. Cheers, everybody. Today we are drinking the super secret EMCs, which stands for eMattCraig, is his special drink. Do you want to tell him what's in it?
There is pineapple burnett's, sugar-free energy drink,
Mm-hmm.
and then blue Gatorade.
Where did you come up with this? I know we've talked about it. I think
My
back
dad
in,
came up with it.
oh, so it's a
his
real.
dad's the goat.
He's the
Yeah.
EMC.
Mhm.
What is your dad's name? Start with an M?
Mhm.
Oh, so it's EMC.
Yeah.
So it's MC, and then these are EMCs.
Yeah.
eMattCraig. We did back in the day. We did an episode with the production team that never saw the light of day because we went a little rogue,
Yeah,
And-
that's why.
Yeah.
and the audio messed up.
Didn't we start off with James's?
Boxing. We broke
No,
down.
no,
No,
it was
start
the
off
lady-
with
it was the
his-
girl.
yeah, the
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Dude, I was freaking out.
Put the shit closer to your mouth.
That was
Yeah,
like
that's
right
gotta
in the
be
middle
closer
of
enough
all
for
of it,
sure.
too.
Yeah, we put you on blast because you were smitten by a
Is that better?
woman. Yeah, it's good.
I think
Okay.
so.
You were smitten by a woman, and then you completely fucking choked and dropped the ball, and you were scared to put it out, and then you choked anyway.
And now
so-
she's dating a rich actor, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
I
you
choked
could've-
anyway.
you-
Zin will send me the actor's Instagram stories every time, like she's on it.
Is he a famous actor?
Yeah,
Do I know him?
he's the kid from Good Luck Charlie.
I don't know who Good Luck. I don't know
Nice.
what Good Luck Charlie is. Pull up a picture.
Yo, Matt Craig, pull that shit. But yeah,
I don't
you
know
can.
what the-
I mean, you can look him up. He's like, he's the. I don't know. He has a cooking show and shit. But what's weird is like,
Oh, this was Cooking Girl.
yeah.
Makes sense.
And she, like, the only reason I knew who that girl was because I was looking up like cooking shows because I was gonna produce the next Chef Tony.
yeah,
And I like wanted inspiration, like, oh, how can we make ours look better? And I watched it and I saw like on the recommended, like, damn, that girl's hot as fuck.
Mhm.
And I clicked on it and I'm like, holy shit, she's really pretty. I like never do this, but I went and then followed her on
You
Instagram.
say you never do this, but then you've told stories of you doing this like
hard to
5 or
believe,
6 times. Yeah.
I never. It's like I'm just warming up shit. I'm just warming up. But like I followed her on Instagram, and then the next morning I wake up, and she like liked one of my photos. And I was like, what the fuck?
So you just
It's like that had to be an accident.
You full sent it.
I full tweaked. I DM'd her, and she responded immediately. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, she lives in LA, like she's a celebrity, but she's not really a celebrity, influencer, whatever. And then I
You
was
full went
DMing
for
back and forth, and then I was fully preparing to like fly to LA to go on a date. He was like, dude, I'll pay for your flight. Like, I'll use my
You
points.
there, dog.
Like, we were all like, dude,
Yeah,
Team
no,
J.
I
This
was-
is like we would come into the office, and this is when we were at the downtown office, and we were in that back little cube.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, status update, and he'd have to like update us like every morning on like where he's at.
She's gonna watch this and be like,
She's not gonna watch this.
Dodged the biggest bullet
She's not gonna
ever.
watch
No,
this.
I know. Anyway,
Somebody might tweet it to the Good Luck Charlie guy.
Yeah.
He might watch it, but she won't watch it. She
Dude,
won't
big
watch
fan.
it.
I'm a huge fan. She's super jealous, but I'm a huge fan. So I then find out that she lived in Dallas, which was like the weirdest shit because like
Oh, you were expected to go to LA, right?
And then I find out she lives in Dallas, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is actually possible. Then I started getting nervous. I was like, God.
yeah.
Now it's in the
You've got a clutch.
Became
territory.
real.
Yeah, because in
Yeah.
LA, it's like, oh, this is a silly fairy tale. Oh, it's in Dallas. Now, James, don't choke.
Right.
We went on a date.
Oh, it did get that far.
Yeah, we
I didn't
went on
even
a
know
date.
if.
It wasn't bad.
And then Good Luck Charlie guy showed up.
Yeah,
At the date?
but what's really bad thinking about it now is like on the date, I don't know if she brought it up or I brought it up, but she was like, how did you find my Instagram? And I was like, so like I work in production and we were doing a cooking show, blah, blah, blah. And I stumbled across this video. The video that I stumbled across, it was his channel. And
Nice.
so I'm on this date with her, and she's like, and I'm saying like, oh, I found you through who I'm assuming they were already like acquaintances in some capacity.
Right, yeah.
And so in her head, I'm thinking she's probably like, wow, this is a sign, like he's the one, not me, but the other guy.
Him.
Like this, I went out
Right.
on a limb and I went on a
Oh,
date.
so you hooked them up, basically.
Essentially, you're welcome. Holy shit. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, but anyway, he explained all of that in the last episode, and then we didn't even put it out because you were also very scared.
Yeah, because that was before the date. We
I
recorded
don't
that
think
before the date.
a lot of it had happened yet. It was like in the middle of all of it.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And since then,
So happy for you.
yeah, I'm gonna start watching Good Luck Charlie now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Join the party.
Oh
Paige is so connected with everyone that like she'll this girl will show up on her friends' Instagram stories. She'll send me stories. I get constant reminders.
Yeah,
It was a very wholesome conclusion though. Like she was a nice lady, nice girl.
yeah, and and so now they're gonna grow up and live happily ever after. But you're gonna keep running marathons and shit, and that's dope.
And you're celibate now, which is tight.
You are celibate. You told me
Yeah,
yourself.
self-proclaimed. I'm actually a virgin. I went backwards and reinstated that.
Wait, that's what Nick said today.
That he's a virgin?
Yeah, Nick said I'm a virgin now.
It feels good to like self-proclaim that.
Okay,
I don't think that it's allowed, but
I don't think some people have
Who
to.
really makes the rules, though?
who makes the
who-
virginity rules?
who came up with the term virgin? Was
Christians.
virgin
100%.
first?
Christians, yeah.
Was it the Virgin Mother Mary?
It was Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary?
Mother Mary, same woman, but Mother Mary is more Catholic. Virgin Mary is more Christian.
Where
Right?
Where did
I feel like I crushed
going
that.
over my head
I feel
right
like I crushed that.
Yeah, you probably did. Any Christians in the chat? Verify or deny. But still, how did they come up with that? The word virgin, like that's such a.
Because she was a virgin and she had Jesus.
I know, but I'm talking about the actual word virgin.
Oh,
how did virgin get selected? Why wasn't it like?
Sure,
Why wasn't it the unentered?
that's insane.
I like that far less.
Yeah, virgin's way better than unentered.
Well, I guess that would only be one. That would only work one way. Like the females are known as the unentered, and the males are known as
The unpenetrated.
the
The unpenetrable.
the enterless. They don't enter.
This reminds we uploaded on TST. We uploaded a video today of us reacting to the yard, like bits from the yard, and they have such a funny dynamic where it's like the three of them just go rogue, and sometimes Ludwig like has to just sit there and take it. He can't say anything because
he's got a BPD
because he's got a huge fucking following and doesn't want to lose anything. And I feel like as we're talking, that's Roger. Roger's just sitting there like
it's like. I have a career.
I can't condone this.
I can't say anything. If I say anything, I will get in trouble. As an unentered person myself.
Just know that if Raj says, dude, that's insane, at any point in this podcast, if we were in Discord alone, he wouldn't say that's insane.
He would add on to it.
Oh, yeah.
With more
yeah,
and
Bob
more
normally starts that shit. He's normally one of the first one to say it.
He starts all the fucking rogue talk. Oh my god.
We learned it all from Bob's.
So how many days until everybody leaves for Thanksgiving or for Christmas? This is a week
Sunday.
before Christmas. How has the grind been up until? Actually, let me ask James this, because James is the newest. What is the vibe like on the OpTic production team?
The vibe.
What is work like when people ask you, hey, let's say you go out on a date with like a chef, like a chef who makes videos, like and then that person is like, well, so what do you do and who all do you work with? What
This
do you
is
say?
literally like the go-to line that I use. I'm like, oh, I work in like gaming and entertainment, but like we make YouTube videos. It's tight.
Yeah.
And then I just really hope they don't ask any more questions.
Yeah. And then they always do.
Yeah. I did have a girl on a dating app one time like slide up and be like, holy shit, you work for OpTic?
How was that? How
I
did that
immediately said no. Wow,
All
you
right.
crushed that first one.
Yeah,
Holy
I told you I
shit.
needed it.
It's an EMC, man. It's an EMC.
Okay, so the vibe though, just in general right now, like, or I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
right now.
honestly,
Remixed?
it's
No, that probably would have been smart, but
It probably would have been, or just keep them on hand. Just squirt it in there. Just squirt it in. There you
this
go.
is so puzzling.
And then you
You were
just go,
saying?
give it a little.
Yeah, dude, this
I
couldn't
love
be
it.
more distracting.
Just shake it off. When you're
For
done.
the audio listeners, Matt's pouring this mystery substance through a coffee cup into his drink, and it just looks really strange.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, the vibe, honestly, like,
Just grab like 3 of them.
honestly, it's been good. It's always good. I feel like we always make the joke that like we love this shit.
We
Because
do.
we kind of do loves this shit.
Matt loves saying
Matt
this.
coined it, and it's like it's in the moments where we really don't love this shit that Matt's like
that we love it the most.
He's like,
that's
we
what we
lo-
love it the most.
It's like Matt's internal like reminder to all of us. Like, remember, we love this shit.
Matt, I'm fucking checked right now, so I'm gonna say this.
But it's good. I mean, I think that like we've kind of like the team's like condensed a little bit. Like people have just left over the last like 6-ish, 7-ish months.
or been let go.
They didn't love this shit.
Yeah, and
Don't say they all left on their
it's
own
not really
accord.
like a not sorry, fuck.
It's fucked
But
up.
I feel like we are all the 3 of us at least. Riley's so watch party heavy, especially during watch party season,
Yeah.
and Roger can touch on it a little bit. That like a lot of the times when we talk about like production, it's not that we're excluding Riley. Riley just is literally in his
We put him in
entire
watch party land.
own world. He's watch
yeah.
party land, and that's what's best because like
100%.
he doesn't have to think about the YouTube. He doesn't have to think about social. He doesn't have to think about anything. He can focus on watch party because at the end of the day, like watch party's fucking massive.
Yeah,
And-
that's like
and he needs to do
a
that.
huge part of
That and game chat
What
are
we
the
do.
only things that he touches.
Yeah, which keeps him in that like COD world and his little nerd COD brain.
He's
is just
so
going
nerd.
wild.
for game
Yeah,
chat
he's
too,
such a
yeah.
little
He's just
nerd.
at home with his Xbox and his big screen TV.
He's such a little unentered nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
I like it.
Coin it.
Coin it.
But with me, Matt, and Bob, I feel like we're very similar, and we also don't get very angry at each other most of the time, and so we're able to be extremely productive.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, for the most part, we kind of have it, like, I don't know, covered for the most part. We like, we kind of bounce off of each other a lot. There's no responsibility that's like one of us. Dude, you're throwing me off right now.
What?
There's no unpause. There's no responsibility that like any of us get landed or anything that's like only on us. We basically just all help each other with everything, with everything that we do, whether it's a live stream, a social thing, a deliverable, YouTube video idea, whatever we're doing, we're kind of all tapped into it. And I feel like we all have like a really good brain and understanding for like what's currently going on in OpTic and where everyone would kind of like to see like us advance and continue advancing like over the next couple of years.
There's not a whole lot of coasting. Like we're all like coming up with ideas or thinking of a way to do something new.
There's just always more things to do than there are hours in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really coast.
Yeah. What?
I don't even really know if I answered that, but
I mean, you kind of did. No, you did. You did. I think people want to. I think there are an aspect of people that want to know what it's kind of like behind the scenes here, because you guys don't get a chance to. They all say you guys' names, but they never get to talk. You guys don't really ever get to talk. So I think some people are interested, especially people that want to work in esports. How often do you guys get contacted by people that want?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Did you guys do that before you worked? Like, did you hit people up?
I hit a Max once, Max Olivio.
Yeah.
And then, but besides that, no, just kind of like what I did with you, where I just like bumped into you at like an event.
Yeah.
And, like we just got to chatting. Like I did that a bunch. And I think we all kind of did that. That was just how it was.
And
then you would see each other at a, what?
I see you slid in my DMs. You hit me up.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I did. But, no, it was more like, let's go to the bar and drink and like chat. And that's just how you got to know people. And that's how you got a job. At least that's how like me and like a lot of my friends ended up working like full time in like esports. Is you were just at Anaheim or at Orlando or Dallas or like wherever the MLG circuit was, and like drinking and like just trying to like
it was way different.
Have
back
good
then
conversation.
Too,
it was way
like,
different.
You could go to Anaheim with a camera and just like take pictures, and like you didn't need
stage
a press
access.
badge. You didn't need that shit. You could just show up.
But you could still kind of do that. It's just a little different, especially with how split challengers and the pro circuit is now. Because it used to be like a team would come play on feature, so that like you were way closer. Which they still try to do, but it's obviously different.
Yeah,
it'd be way harder now.
I can imagine. What is it like here? I mean, obviously it's been a while since you've been somewhere else, and I think you're the only person. You haven't been. Y'all were both at Deserto.
Yeah,
but
I can't, baby.
I actually DM'd him today.
Fuck that short fuck.
I was trying to get a OpTic Intel video that I recorded with Hook like 8 years ago, because we have Hook on the Flycast in 2 days, and so I was going to react to it with him because we're both 7 years younger.
Yeah, that's fire.
But some fucking idiot at Deserto once upon a time deleted all of them.
They should have just enlisted that.
That's what I said. He said I never would have done this shit, and I don't know how it happened, but they're all deleted.
It's definitely
probably Chris.
It was imagine it was fucking James.
That would be insane storylines.
I'm
like, holy fuck, I did delete that whole drive. I just like realized it right now. Whoops.
Like, oh damn.
They told me that I was in punishment. I was in the punishment corner, and they said, go through the drive and clean it all out. I said, who? Hitch interview?
No one's gonna ever want to watch
this. Who the fuck
this.
would want to see this?
There's never gonna be any scenario ever where these two are gonna want to watch it again.
The video of Damon and Holly with her like interviewing him and like the UMG shirt always pops up on my my
the video has like 1 million views or some shit.
I've never seen it before ever, and like 2 weeks ago it started popping up on my home feed, and I've seen it like 5 times since it popped up.
How does that work? Like,
dude,
I guess more people click on it. Dude, every once in a while, a sharp gameplay video from Modern Warfare 2 will pop up on my feed, and I'm like, how the fuck are you here? But what I was going to ask is how were things different at Thieves and I guess TK, but TK was kind of pre all this like real shit happening. Yeah. And how do you think 100 Thieves is doing now? Because 100 Thieves, no offense to anyone making decisions, they were kind of the staple in what happened in esports content, the good and the bad, because they had a fuck ton of people there when you were there. Like,
when I left, there was, I want to say close to 30. on the production team.
Fucking crazy.
I want to say.
Is that full time or is that?
A lot of them were full time.
Oh shit.
There were some people that came in freelance, but I mean, it was a lot of fucking people, dude. Because they had like how we like all juggle like a lot of different hats. Like how you hate that you're like Asana boy now. They had multiple people that were dedicated to organizing the structure and organizing like the content. Like how we make call sheets and stuff. They had people dedicated their full-time job to doing that. And that's like the more traditional way, to each their own. But that's just not how like OpTic and Hex has ever like wanted this to work. It is like the most anti Hex way to create content.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I'd say that's probably like the biggest difference between like them and us. Like even like the last like 3-4 months I was there, I was strictly a shooter. I rarely edited. I went and shot like content house videos and like other random things like every single day or every other day. And I would like organize the project file, but I would never actually edit. I was just filming and like assistant editing, like setting up the project file for somebody.
I feel like it's tough to not edit your own shit. Am I crazy? Am I? Is that unk of me?
Yes and no. Like if you have like really talented editors,
I feel like it's different for
like,
docs versus other shit too.
That's true.
It's way different.
Well, I broke like my whole like Thieves arc was like kind of crazy. If I didn't break my leg, I probably wouldn't have actually come back.
Why did you laugh at that?
I don't know.
So
Roger's just
fucked up.
he's just one of the clumsiest people. So I don't think I knew that he broke his
He's
leg.
got glass bones.
Wait, was
broke
this
my,
the snowboarding shit or is that something else?
So I broke technically my pelvis, though, like the socket where your femur is like held in by your pelvis. I broke it snowboarding on a first date, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
So she had to take you to the.
Yeah, and she was a trooper. Me and her dated for like 4 months.
Oh,
something
really?
Like that. Yeah,
It
didn't work out.
You were
but-
hobbling the whole time.
No,
Wait,
dude, it was crazy. We got like halfway through, and I was getting a little showboaty because I don't snowboard that often. But like back in the day, I was pretty decent, and I was getting a little too comfortable fucking snowboarding. I was getting a little too confident, and I caught a really bad edge and like basically just like tumbled over myself. And I tried standing up, and I immediately fell to the ground. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like my leg is like completely torched, and they had to like bring a snowmobile up, do the whole thing, like take me down. And they kept telling me like, "Okay, we're gonna like call an ambulance, take you to the hospital. That's like a couple miles away." I was like, "No." I was like, I'm gonna have her drive me to the
You didn't want to pay the.
I didn't want to pay the
That's
fucking
even
ambulance.
worse. Oh, I guess that's true. I was gonna say that's even worse. You almost needed to play into how bad it was to like make you look like
she was
less of a bitch.
No, she was a fucking trooper, and she was there the whole time. And then she drove me
Well,
to the
what
hospital.
was her
I, like,
alternative option? Of
I,
course,
like,
leave.
She
flew
was there the whole
She just left.
Yeah, but
Gets to the bottom of the mountain and just like, oh, you think I'm gonna go back up?
She was a trooper.
She was such a trooper. Like
She
you were
didn't-
literally her ride home. Like,
no, but she was no, okay.
She didn't abandon me on top of a mountain.
But
Sorry. Keep going.
well, we ended up dating for like 3 or 4 months after that.
Did you get your cast off before you guys?
Well, no, I didn't have a cast at all because of the way the break that you just can't cast that. So I was on crutches like the entire time for like the first 2-3 months. I was on crutches for like 2 months, and it was right as so I went to Thieves to take over the Heist, which was like their League of Legends documentary series, and I broke it on the day after Christmas. The league team starts season like January 2nd, so like right before, and I had been there for like 3 months doing other like random jobs at Thieves. So like the reason I got hired, I could no longer do because I broke my leg like a week prior to me doing it. So I had to like tag team it with like a couple people, and it just like was the worst shit ever. It was so hard.
Did she? So she. What it sounds like from the outside is that she waited for you to get off crutches and then broke up with you.
That's
I'm fucking
crazy.
out.
That's what it seems
At this
like.
moment, like in your life, were you still unentered? Or did that
They
maybe
can't cast it. They just give you a chastity belt. And that's what.
You can't do both.
they're
at the
like,
same
listen,
time.
your pelvis is broken. You're probably not going to get hard for the next 4 months. She's going to be really unhappy. Here's a chastity belt. I promise you'll like it.
That makes sense.
You're like, why is it so big? The fuck?
I don't even know what a chastity belt looks like.
Yeah, me either.
Shut. Yeah, I know you do. I fucking know you do. So what do you think? What do you think Thieves is like now? Like now that the overcorrection has happened, I don't know. I don't know what their production team looks like anymore.
I don't know, honestly. Like I have no it's obvious that there's not nearly as many people there. Like
Right.
they're probably like, I would assume like sub 10 people, sub 15 people now. But from what I heard, I don't know if this is factual. They had over like 45, 50 people working at their peak. I don't know, and I don't want to like throw that out there. But from the people that I've seen and talked to, it seemed like with freelancers and their full-time staff, they were around like 50 people. Which like I think at our peak was 8.
Does that count like, is that all shooters and editors, or does that count like the Asana guy?
That counts the Asana guy,
Okay.
and the
So
production
it's like the
manager,
whole
and the
production
coordinators, and the
company.
audio guys.
Yeah, it
and
has all of it.
because they were very traditional about how they went.
Where everyone has like
production.
a
like
actual job,
almost every shoot that I would show up to for the content house, there was this guy Mason who was like our sound guy, who it was his job, and he the stereotypical like sound guy where he has the bag and he's sitting there with his knobs and sitting there and he's micing people up and he sits there with the boom the entire time. Like that's how Thieves did a lot of their shoots, was like very traditional. It worked really well in the early days, but then like I don't know like where they started getting off track. Like I don't know how much I can and can't say, because obviously there was like pain points even like when I was there, but like it all comes down to, and we even experienced this a little bit, where it comes down to talent time at the end of the day. You know, they have really big creators.
Yeah.
You know, in the early days, like Ray wasn't what she was. Like Jack was like on his rise, and they've become like huge, massive creators who obviously want their time to do their own things, their own creative, their own videos, their own streams, whatever. And I would imagine like it just got really hard to keep the brand cohesive as they started getting really big, to keep it all like very focused and like heading upward. At least that's what I would assume. And then obviously like they've gone left and right in a bunch of different ways with High Ground and their game, what was it, X that they called it for a long time. And
I think that's been
Juvie, Project X.
Project X.
And like at least looking at that, the timing of that just really sucks, because you have like really lucrative categories, and I've explained this a couple times, I think you guys, where it's like the energy drink or just the drink category in esports, and then even like a peripheral category is very lucrative when it comes to sponsorship compared to everywhere else that you can do. And not only did they no longer take sponsorship from that, but then they created their own companies that they had to pour money into to build, right? Which isn't a bad, like they want to diversify, totally makes sense. But with the esports, not balloon popping, but like with everything kind of resetting, the timing of it was just kind of unfortunate. So like you've seen them like sell off Juvie, and like they've started like ramping down production on like other things. Like I just think the timing of the market kind of just like hit them hard.
Yeah, I saw that episode with the Courage and A-Shot show with Banks and Hector on it, because we were there like promoting the upcoming thing, and I have Nate on literally tomorrow, so I don't want to put my foot in my mouth too much. But at one point, Banks literally says, "Fuck all these fucking production kids." Like I walk up to a face, and you know how Banks is. Walk up to a face set, and there's fucking cameramen and fucking mic people. Give me a G7X, and I can make better videos than all you fucks. And I'm looking at Nade while he's saying this, because I'm like, Nade's got the biggest team in esports, and he's saying all this shit on a production with all the fucking fucks he's talking about behind the cameras.
Right there,
And so it's just because I think there's a happy medium in there somewhere. It's not Banks with a G7X can't. I mean,
Heist gets tight whenever we try to do something even like a little bit more flashy.
Yeah.
And then like we'll have shoots like we had this last week in the studio where there's like Alexa minis and like crazy production, right? Yep. And again, not knocking it, but it's just like
it's just different.
It's just very different about how we approach. Yeah.
Do you think you can do? Do you think we can do both easily?
Yeah. I think there's certain types of content that's like married to like a higher quality production that like you benefit from it. Like for example, there was like we were talking about content one of the days, and we were talking about some of the stuff that like we want to do in the future, and the whole like guess the Apex stuff came up, and we were talking about like, oh well, why can't we just fucking film that here? And we can. Don't get me wrong, we can. But I do think there's a value in someone seeing like the thumbnail that we've put together, and they click on the video, and it's a clean white cyc wall, and it looks
100%.
like we've gone the extra mile to like put some effort into this video, and I think it pays off. Like all of those two video, the Guess the Warzone, Guess the Apex, both have done really well for us. And I think that there's a level you have to hit, I think, to get that feeling when you watch a video like that. But like, if this is like a G7X, and then that level's here, some people go like there. Yes, 100%.
And you don't need to all this. 100%. You don't need to do.
Yeah.
Like getting a white psych and like 3 cams. Yeah, mic people up. That's so much hard. Lower than like what we've seen people do.
Yes. But I also think that part of it, like the other thing that sticks out that helps that is that like OpTic makes 99% of our videos like here, and so like. You get the contrast of like when you click on one of our videos and all of a sudden we're in this new place where it's a white psych. I think it does still like add an appeal to our regular audience. We're like, oh, this is like a special one a little bit, where it's like not that the other ones aren't special, but like it's just different. You're in a new environment. You're in a new scenario. It adds a little bit of like interest to whatever the fuck we're doing.
But it depends on the creative and the actual idea. Like, if we filmed a podcast, it doesn't fucking matter if we film it here or if we film it in a studio with a bunch of nice lights and equipment and set. Like, I like, and that's where like
outside. I hate to talk about the fucking yard again, but they will literally do 2 camera set, maybe 3, maybe 1 camera sets in a park in fucking France. Yeah. As long as the audio's good on a pod, like that's all that fucking matters.
So it all just comes down to the idea. And what is the best way to execute it? Sometimes it's going to be like super low lift. And sometimes it does make sense for us to pull out the stops and kind of make it look a little nicer or film it like a specific way. I
just think like the high quality production bar that you need to hit for it to like matter view wise and like everything else wise is like not that, like it's not that hard to hit that level.
Yeah.
But there's like literally 50 levels above that you could do if you wanted, just because like the 100%. Equipment is available. Like you can do that if you want.
Not only that, but like these cameras are like actually really nice. These are Netflix approved cameras.
Yeah, these are great cameras.
Like you could shoot a doc that is like goes on like a streamer that looks really good. Like the barrier of entry for production equipment nowadays is so much lower. And I feel like it's like right now it's the battle between like the prosumer and the actual professional grade, where it's like, you don't need to fucking spend 100-200 grand on equipment. You can just like that camera's $3,800, and which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but compared to what it used to be, it has gotten way like the margin has gotten way thinner.
Well, and the margin of views, the margin of views that you're going to get between that and an $87,000 camera,
and especially the compression and everything on YouTube and Twitter and everything, like it's like splitting hairs.
I think the only time that shit is like fucking even important is like nature documentaries, like
or a literal like movie. Like an actual movie.
Like
if I'm clicking on a YouTube video, bro, it can be. It doesn't really matter as long as the video is like what I wanted it to be, like funny or interesting or whatever it might be. As long as it gets that point across, it's fine. Like it can be 1080 or it can be 8K. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Being on the production side of things and behind the camera, a little bit of an intrusive question, but is there ever a time when you guys are thinking, I'm doing all this work, even though it's you guys' job, do you think I'm doing all this work for these other guys that get to reap the benefits? I think I've only seen it from all 3 of you guys once, ever.
I don't think like
and
that.
And it was all the same thing.
What was it? Can you say?
Yeah, the kickoff.
The race?
The race.
No, I think yes, I see where you're saying that.
I think at a few times I was watching you guys and I was like, oh, I can't imagine being them, and I could see the life drain out of you.
No, I don't think it was that at all.
Yeah, I don't think
I was very jealous. Like I wish I could like get my best friends and do that.
Yeah.
But like not for like the money or like people watching you and shit. It just looked so fucking fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that's same idea. Yeah. Same idea.
It was, and I know what you're referring to, and it wasn't so much like I'm not happy for them.
Oh no, no. That's not what I was thinking.
Okay. It was, if anything. And I could have been doing fucking anything that I wake up and I immediately check my phone to make sure nothing's gone wrong from the moment that I wake up all the way to when I go to sleep for a week straight. Like, it was anxiety inducing a little bit because like we joked that we were like on-call nurses, like during the race. Technical like nurses. Randomly we would get
especially
messages
the first couple days.
Like we'd wake up and like there'd be a text from you like, guys, the stream like code red. And I'm like, fuck, it's like 6 a.m. I'm like barely awake. I like go to YouTube really quick, make sure the stream's live. I'm like, okay, well, it's live. It's not that bad. Is Seth live? Is Zin live? Like, is everyone else's stream? Okay, whatever. It wasn't so much like, I don't know. It was more so like if I was going to a construction job and there from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. For a week straight, like I would also be really stressed out. Like, it's just, there was no time to think about anything else. It was wake up, make sure everything was good with the race. Yeah. We were checking in constantly.
Late, then sleep and wake up immediately back into it.
We were
For the first 3 days. After that, it got a little easier, but the first 2-3 days was...
Yeah. It was like, be here, see it in person, go home, turn the stream on, make sure there's a break.
Yeah.
Watch it so you go to sleep.
I was so fucking tired
and
of hearing that shit.
The first day sucked because we were getting DDoSed. And I was like the only one that could actually fucking fix it. And we were getting DDoSed. Seth was fucking tweaking. And then like a couple of the guys like either didn't install the game in New Zealand or like didn't know how. So I was running between all of them trying to get their streams up. And then Seth was tweaking because we're getting DDoSed. And I'm like trying to message Andrew because I don't have access to like the actual like permissions for our internet, so I couldn't do anything, and it was like me in that big ass closet with all the the meme of the guy standing in front of all the wires. That was me, just like, how do I stop this right now? And I'm just sitting there fucking plugging and unplugging. So luckily after the first day, it wasn't nearly as bad, but I wouldn't say it was like any sort of like bad will towards like the people who were doing it. It was more of just like, as you guys were get like emotionally and physically exhausted, we were feeling that like
I could tell,
not equally, but we were feeling that.
I could tell.
Quite a bit as well.
I went around and hand shook all you guys after it was over, and I was like, I can't even fucking. Are you getting more drink?
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
All right, give him some ice, man.
Reagan's texting me, so I'm trying to.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was like, I just can't even imagine. Like, I mean, I can't imagine because I did it as well, but like. You guys you guys went through the same thing we went through, just in like a different element, and just like a different side of things.
What are the moments that like for you are most like prevalent when you think about like at what points do you relate with us the most because
I came from where you guys are?
Yeah. Like when are you like
we're the same?
When are you like, oh fuck, I low-key were like I feel that.
I feel like it's a time when Hex is on our ass.
Yeah, that's 100% the most. The most I feel for you guys is when Hex is on you guys' ass. Because Hex is on your ass, but Hex was on my ass.
You are the only ass to be on.
I don't complain. I don't compare myself to you guys ever because I think you guys have a much harder job than I had. I don't even think it's even relatable. I think you guys had a way harder job. YouTube is completely different. I think
it's different.
YouTube is completely different. How creators are in COD is completely different. How OpTic runs everything is different, and everything made it harder for content. But at the end of the day, if anyone fucked up in OpTic, it was a direct line to me. Not like all you guys are fucking up. There was no this. Yeah. It was just me.
Yeah.
But also, I understood when I did fuck up. And so that's probably when I relate to you guys the most. But also, like when talent is fucking hard to work with, I think I relate with you guys.
Do you think that was easier for you because you lived with them?
Extremely easy. Way easier.
I just feel like it was easier to get stuff out of them.
Because you could
just be like, yo, come downstairs real quick.
Do you think it was also like easier in the sense that was like 8 years ago now or whatever?
Yeah.
Like
their whole life was...
Yeah, they were like more into it at that point than they...
I don't think they were into it. They just had no obligations. Nowadays, they have obligations. Like there were no... The only sponsorship deliverables we ever had were my videos. So like... And that wasn't even... That was later. That was only smooth comp. And like Hex did half a smooth comp. I did the other half. He ordered all the shit, made sure everything was there. and then I shot it and edited it.
Do you know how many deliverables a year you did?
It couldn't have been more than 12. Yeah, and you guys have like 12. You guys have like 12 a month. But like there weren't like
We got more people though.
there weren't like Twitter.
Yeah,
there weren't like there weren't tweets. There weren't Instagram. Like I think whenever I joined, Seth had Gymshark requirements. And when Hector brought me in, I was going to do two things. I was going to make sure the guys did all their sponsorship deliverables, and I was going to do the content, which now is two completely different departments with multiple people.
Yeah.
But that was like why he brought me in. And I remember trying to get Seth to do his Instagram post for Gymshark, and he was like, "What? I don't know my Instagram password." And I was like, and I'm a kid who I quit Walgreens a month ago. And now I'm telling the biggest guy in COD to do his, it was just so.
You were Page before Page.
It lasted a month.
It's like, yo, you need to post this. I don't know the password. That's some shit Page.
Okay, all right, let's figure this out real
quick. Page still does that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been a lot of pages that have not worked out until Page. Wasn't there a lot of people that would come to events that were supposed to be
who was the
banana guy or like whatever?
Yeah.
Who was the girl? Weirdly enough, the women in Paige's role are really good at their job. The men in Paige's role come and go.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Who was the woman that the
Antoinette?
girl Antoinette? Yeah. She was really good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when you have to stay on top of people to get their fucking shit done, guys aren't as good at it.
No.
Because other guys will be like, man, this dude's always on my fucking ass.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what
No male likes being told what to do by anyone of a similar age as them. It's just like that was why I couldn't join a frat. I stopped playing basketball like my sophomore junior year,
Dude.
and I had friends like, dude, you should rush. I'm like a senior. I'm like, dude, if a fucking sophomore tells me to do something like haze me, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, there's no way.
They're like,
that's just how guys are.
Before you haze me, let's fist fight.
Yeah.
Whoever wins gets to stay. Yeah.
You rushing as a senior would have been fucking hilarious.
Dude, I don't.
You'd have been
regret
king of the
not doing-
pledges, dude.
Probably.
That could have been fun.
Just it would
You haze all the hazers.
Would they have made it worse for him though?
No,
No?
I would not have let them have it.
You couldn't have.
I would have quit.
They would have needed much bigger humans than James to make it worse.
At the idea of what frats are is so funny as you get older.
Dude, you're
like
it doesn't feel real.
You're like, oh, so 21-year-olds are bullying 19-year-olds? It's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
In order for them to join their fake white people gang? Like, I don't think it's.
I kind of, as a 26-year-old, bullied a 29-year-old into
That's true. Yeah.
getting into this cool
gang, white people gang.
There's
Shut
that.
There's a part of it in Around the Bar. There's a part Around the Bar with Slime where he goes, dude, I met all your production guys and they all look the same. He was like, they're all the same person. And I was like, yeah, we have this guy, his name's Roger. He goes on LinkedIn and clicks white and male.
White male, 21 to 26.
White male, 21 to 26.
And taller than me, and it just shows up 2 million results.
And that's where he chooses from.
We're cutting all of this.
No, we're not. No, it just so happens that's how it worked out.
It didn't help that like JP and AC also fell under that same exact
That's right. He met
umbrella.
all of them. He
Yeah.
met all of you guys at the same time, and was
Yeah.
like, dude, where am I working? Yeah, but that I thought that was fucking relevant.
Bleeded.
No, that's fucking hilarious though. James, as a creator yourself before you came on, does it make your job easier or harder than people than these two, you think?
Well, I was thinking about it when you asked that last question about like looking at their side of things. And I think there's moments where like it's not that I have to bite my tongue, not in like a negative way, but like I have a vision for like how I want the video to go. And there's moments where like I want to just like chirp in and tell someone to do something that I think will be good for the video. And like I don't. Like, because at the end of the day, I have to let like them be funny and let them do their own thing. And like, so there's a balance between like, okay, I can chirp in and like recommend this if it's the right timing. But as for like compared to them, I don't know. I think there's certain aspects where like, I think from a YouTube perspective, I was like pretty, I think there's like a certain level of like nerd that you can get as like a producer when it comes to like looking at the statistics and like that side of things. I do think there was like a certain level of knowledge that I gained just doing it by myself and like having to post daily and come up with my own ideas and understand the data and like, okay, what's working for me? What's not working for me? Oh, this video got me 8,000 subs. This video got me 100 subs. This video got me 1 million views. This video. And I think like through that, it does give you like a decent perspective on like certain things. And I also think like it helps you relate a little bit to like, I can never really talk shit when I hear about like anyone in the creator space, like having a tough time mentally, because like when I hit 100K subs, I was at my like worst. Like I like stopped working out. I was just fucking wake up, post YouTube short, check stats. Like I was checking my fucking YouTube Studio app. Like it was unbelievable. Yep. And now, like obviously now I don't do that, but like I sympathize for when I see like any of our creators here or externally like struggling or thinking about their numbers in a certain way, because I know exactly how that felt. And that was like part of the reason that I like wanted to go more in this direction than I did a creator direction, because like I had a couple months where I made like full-time money, like better money than I was making at
just
Decerto.
Off of YouTube shorts,
just off shorts and like a couple brand deals.
Okay.
And I had like 2-3 months where like, if I kept that up, I could have just quit Decerto and like kept doing what I was doing. But like the thought of quitting Decerto and my income relying on me wanting to play Call of Duty and making Call of Duty videos was like so anxiety driving.
Especially in Warzone where like
you didn't want to be T-Dog.
It was just changing. Yeah. Fuck, dude. I wanted to make it through this without us mentioning that fucker. Because I know he's going to watch this and he's going to be like, dope. Dude, he's going to get so much dope.
That's the goat, dude. That's the fucking goat.
That's the fucking goat.
Yeah.
T-Dog.
Oh my God. I'm going to tweet this really broad Call of Duty thing. It's going to get all these impressions.
Dude, that motherfucker is farming on Twitter right now.
Yeah, on Twitter he's farming.
Wait, the Interstellar thing he had today where it was like was it Interstellar or was it? God, I can't remember what it was, but it was like the tiny ass fucking TV, like the office size TV.
Yeah. Are you enjoying this, T? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure you're enjoying it right now.
He does have it.
It's a fucking machine right now.
You can't talk about Call of Duty YouTube Shorts without talking about
T-Dog.
The fucking goat.
I made him.
T-Dog.
I fucking made him. If you ask him, he will admit this. He was like, he used to talk like this in his videos. Hey guys, here's a class set up for MW2.
He did used to talk about
and then I
made him annoying.
I screamed.
You made him
annoying. And I was
annoying.
like, dude, I'm telling you, you start screaming and be annoying, and you'll get all these comments saying, why is this dude yelling? Why is this dude yelling? But it catches their attention. And it works. Now every video, hey guys! It's like, dude, fuck you. Oh, man.
Did Call of Duty do the right decision changing this nuke symbol?
Let me explain.
Yeah. Nah, he's a fucking guy. It's hard to make. I saw him tweet the other day. It's hard to make COD content when it's not when it's positive. It's hard. It's impossible to make positive COD content.
I made really negative COD content.
Yeah, and
and it banged.
You got 200K subs or some shit, right?
It took how long? 6 months to get
3 months. 0 to 100,000 subs in
3 months. Every day.
What do you end at? You're at like 140.
I've never shown anyone this, but I'll show you what really did it. There's one video.
What the fuck?
I've never.
Wait, how many are you at? How many?
140.
Okay, that's less than me. I was like, wait a second, hold on. You were about to make my mental bad.
There's a video. Let's see if I can find it.
I don't like the new YouTube studio.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. I have to put more than. Okay, I'm just gonna put 4 million. I think that was.
Okay.
What's your most viewed video ever?
Do shorts count?
Yeah.
The Shroud one from last week?
Really?
Mine's double that.
What's your most viewed longer than a minute video?
The 100 hours with
James is like
TST.
7,000 views.
How
it's
many?
2.1 million.
I'm gonna show you guys
See, that's
one
a
by
banger.
one how many subs this one short got me.
17,000?
I'm betting.
Oh my God.
65.
What?
Yo, I'm nice. Hold on.
65.9 is insane.
You got 65 million, or sorry, 65,000 subs off of one short?
One short.
Yo, I binked that shit. Did y'all just see that?
Yeah,
that
no,
was
you said
insane.
Binked the fuck
65.
out of it. That was gross.
What the fuck? Wait,
Wait, how
can
many
I
views did
watch
Do
it?
you know why?
Yeah, what video
the
is it?
second that you watch it, you'll know why. Because of the CTA.
5.8 million. 5.8 million views.
Uh,
I don't even know if you can go. You have to go to YouTube probably.
yeah, okay, hold on.
What the fuck? Dude, wait, how many
Bro, that's
people
how like that was like the norm. Like, have you ever watched there's a I'm talking about Ludwig, but there's a Ludwig short that he talks about where he got like
Dude, I've talked about Ludwig in like the last
400,000. No, he got some. Maybe it was 100,000. I think he got a plaque off of one short, basically.
Dude,
What?
And I've heard like multiple accounts. Yeah, they have gotten enough subs off of. Now, granted, they were like huge
They were
accounts when
already
they started,
they
but
were
getting a
already huge,
plaque
yeah.
off of a sub 1 minute video is fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right, hold on.
Okay, let's see how many fucking now you got me curious. How many
Yours is probably the censor one, right?
Okay.
no,
So,
it's
as
not censored. It's Andy
Oh,
Miller.
Danny Miller. Yeah.
I guess you'll have to like pull this up on there for context, but like, so I posted this video.
I mean, that's still some, the Shroud one, which is 2.4 million views on a short, got 788 subs.
You gotta
Which
get
is-
you gotta get the
I will
fucking.
say,
You need a
like-
CTA in all these shorts though,
Oh,
Well, just watch.
and it can literally just be like a.
The CTA was so. This was the first video. This is not the video that got me a sub.
Okay,
So
Subscribe and I'll
so
give you free COD
COD
points.
I mean, you're not far off, but
Wait,
like,
actually?
no. But so Call of Duty released a burger operator skin that conveniently had a mustache and looked kind of like me. Right around the time that I was making content, but it was
Okay.
only available in Australia. You could only get it at Burger King's in Australia. So I made this video.
Call of Duty just released the rarest skin in COD history, and it looks exactly like me. All you have to do to get it is buy the MW2 meal from Burger King. But there's a catch. It's not available in the United States.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
good thing I have a ton of friends in the UK. Sorry, no, it's not available there either. Fuck, so who lives near a Burger King in France, Australia, or Antarctica? Nobody. I will not rest until this skin is mine.
Oh my
Even if I have to travel all the way across the globe. Make sure you follow to keep up with the journey.
So
Make
after
sure
the,
you follow to keep
so
up
the
with the
video
journey.
popped off. It has 1 million views.
Bro, you
and
said
I had
like and
people,
sub for part 2.
I had people DMing
Oh
me.
my
I had
God.
people
Yeah.
DMing me from Australia. Dude, I'll go to Burger King right now and get you the code. They were like DMing me. All these people hit me up, and then I made this video.
I'm on a journey to obtain the rarest
And this is the
skin
one I
in
banked?
Call of Duty history. The burger-slinging mustache man that looks just like me. The problem is it's only available at Burger Kings in New Zealand, Australia, and France. And I live in the USA. And I'm hopeless. But 30 minutes after posting the start of my journey, I received a mysterious message. Egg profile picture, 1 follower. And the name was Jesse James. Hey, it's DOSBoy from TikTok. I'll have the code in like 15. Surely he wasn't serious. I'm hungry and you need the code, so it works out for me. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Here it is. There was only one thing left to do. Yeah! But Jesse James wasn't the only one. I received dozens of messages from people all over the world wanting to
give
help
them
the
away.
cause. So now we get to give them away. All you have to do is sub, like, and comment for a chance.
Oh,
Dude, giveaways for
Dude,
subs.
my
He was on that
God.
white boy shit. White boy
Oh
7th
my
Street.
God.
But okay, what I will say though, I'm gonna stroke my own
You need
cock
a
right
good
now.
video to
you
do that.
need a good like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you have to make people care about what you're giving away.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be like, dude, I'm giving away a COD skin, like and sub,
Exactly.
and you're gonna get all
yeah.
these subscribers.
You got to make like a story out of it,
like
type shit.
Like that was not probably the rarest skin in COD history, but I made it the rarest skin.
right.
And it like I sold the whole bit. I dressed up like the fucker. Like
You
Well,
were
you made a
crawling
good
around
video.
on the ground. Who filmed you crawling?
my
on
brother.
the-
My
Nice.
brother.
Shout out Mark.
Yeah, shout
Let's
out
go.
Mark.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think shorts. I mean, the thing that we talk about so often, so often, I think daily almost, is that shit like that is very difficult to translate into a team setting.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be like, hey, fucking Maniac, bring me a couple of shorts you want to make and we'll make a short. It's like he would never, ever, ever in a million years think about to do something like that.
I think that has to come from like yourself.
Yeah.
You have to
Because
want to do
it
that.
has to be self-deprecating enough to where like someone didn't tell me, James, go lay down in your backyard and like play dead. Like that, you have to like self-deprecate yourself enough for your own idea for it to come off like natural.
Did you edit that?
Yeah.
That's also a
And
crazy.
you won't
like,
help me? I gotta fuck these guys.
Damn it. But it's like it's a crazy. I'm assuming at that point you already had some success
I think
on
I
shorts,
had
right?
I had like 50,000 subs.
So you had, like,
that's
50,000
like the one
subs.
that pushed me like, and
And
it's
then-
probably still getting me subs today.
So you got
and
a
then
plaque
the
off of
skin
that.
comes out.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the skin comes out that looks like you.
Yeah.
And then you just full send into that character.
Yep. I
Like,
literally had like a
that
brain
sequence
blast.
of events.
Dude,
My next
There's
like
no way
10
that happens. You're like,
streams,
oh, yeah, we're
I
gonna
like
make
wore the
shots, you do
Burger
that.
Man
Like-
stuff. And like
Yeah.
I wore the Burger Man fit and I used the Burger Man skin in game and I only used that skin from then on, and like my next like 10 streams all popped off.
do y'all have a moment where you had that brain blast where you were like, that's the video I'm making? And do you remember that video? Because as soon as you said brain blast, I remembered exactly what happened with me. I was driving back from North Carolina to Chicago because I used to drive home. I don't know why, but I used to drive home. I don't think I couldn't afford flights at the beginning. And so I'm driving back. It's like a 12-hour drive. And on the drive back, I'm not listening to any music or anything. I'm just thinking, fucking nutcase. I'm just thinking. And I'm like, it's almost April 1st for April Fool's Day. And I came up with that entire big timer fucking April Fool's Day. And I came up with the whole thing. Like everyone, all of a sudden, Big Timer's a douchebag. Like, why is he a douchebag? He's mean to everybody except Damon. Damon likes him and he's really nice to Damon. Like, I came up with everything just fucking just driving. And I was like, it's going to be such a good video. And thank God it was. I mean, I think people really enjoyed that video, but
I don't really have that about videos. The 1v1 me series that we did, like kind of that, but
Yeah.
I'd say I more often than not have it about process, about how to edit a section.
yeah.
Like the dashy, like when he like leans back and then it match cuts when he comes back in. Like
That part was so good.
like shit. Like I'll have moments like that where I'm like, that's
Because you
how I'm gonna
remember
edit
all your
that.
footage.
Yeah.
You remember your footage from 6 years ago that
Yeah.
you just happened to have the same shot of him doing this in a positive light. You have it in a negative light 6 years before, some shit like that, dude. Yeah, fuck yeah, love that shit. Do you have anything?
I don't fucking know. Like
You don't edit as much as you edit 3 throwdown pods pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pump out pods pretty often.
You're like, one day I was driving and I was like, what if Hex sits down with all the biggest creators across the internet and we call it the eavesdrop?
Wait, did you come up with eavesdrop?
It's like up for debate
That means you came up with
because
it.
I said
Hex is
it,
getting
but
tight right now.
That
Watch
means
this.
you came up with it and Hex took credit.
no. Because it wasn't Hex came up with it. It was either me or Jude. He said Jude. I think maybe he said it as well. But I found eavesdrop just looking for words to name this fucking thing, and I found it on like I was looking through like COD perk names and just found
Yeah.
eavesdrop. I was like, that's a good name.
It is a fire.
It's such.
Name.
It's
I don't know if
such a
me or
good
Jude
name.
said it first, but Jude can have that one. But I don't know who.
It's such a good
One of
name.
those.
Do you have, okay, then I'll ask a question for you specifically. You've produced probably 1,000 podcasts in your time.
Yeah.
What do you have one podcast that was your favorite?
The first one we do with Nade.
Oh, I was going to say Sark.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to say Sark too.
Wait,
I
actually.
thought you were
Okay,
gonna say
so
Sark.
like those were just two very different
Yeah.
vibes.
Really?
Yeah, because the one with Nade, it was right after I got hired. So I had just dropped out of school, just moved here,
Okay.
started the eavesdrop. I say just, this is probably months afterward, but the first few months here were like pretty slow.
Mhm.
And then we moved. So yeah, we go out there, we film this podcast with Nade, and I've always been a huge Nade fan.
Yeah.
So like I meet Nade.
Which
I was
is
like,
crazy.
oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
We're in his apartment and filming a podcast. They start drinking, and he's like, "Yo, you gonna drink too?" I was like, "I mean, fucking yeah, obviously." So then I start drinking.
The frat. He's
So
like, yeah.
yeah. So I'm like getting drunk.
First of all, we're doing a Nate episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
So now you have to drink on that one too, or else you like Hex more than me.
Damn. All right, we'll drink tomorrow too.
Okay,
Then.
all
Fuck
right.
it.
Drink it on Monday and Tuesday. Might as well just do the whole fucking week.
Might as well just
Keep it
begin.
running.
This
Okay,
is
keep
usually
going.
like the most stressful week of productions
Mhm.
year is this week.
Wait,
I'm just gonna be a miserable hungover fuck
the
the whole time.
solution to that is we just keep drinking the whole
We
week.
drink
We don't stop. We
Every
wake up.
day
We drink.
you're on. Yeah,
This
every
year actually
day.
is really easy compared to years past.
Don't say that.
It's-
Oh, why the fuck would you?
No,
Why would you
no,
say that?
No,
God damn.
no,
It
we don't
is.
even have to knock. It's way
Well,
fucking easy.
I'm knocking because like, what if I die and then you guys have to clutch for the next 3 days? It's easy in the sense that like we did better earlier.
Yeah.
We didn't.
We did way better earlier.
Yeah.
We
We
did
made
way
sure we
better.
got it. But okay. So the Nade one, it was just one. It was like one of the coolest things. Like sitting there with him and Hex talking, and it's
Yeah.
just like I get to sit there and watch them talk, and they're talking about shit that I want to hear. Like it was. It was so fun to listen to, and it was probably the most chill eavesdrop ever. Because like
Okay.
him and like Nate and Hex were such good friends.
Yeah.
And they're drinking. It was not like we need to get this filmed, get it, finish it, get out of here and leave and go home. It was like they're just literally sitting, drinking, talking. And it was the vibe of it was very chill. And for me to be there and like see it, I was like, this is cool. Like I'm glad I dropped out to do this.
Yeah.
The Sark one is the funniest hour and a half of my life by far, and it's not close.
I still haven't watched it.
Dude.
You've said that?
Oh my God. It's the only time I've ever like I was behind the camera, like convulsing. I was laughing so hard. Like I was crying.
It's so
Dude.
good.
You have asked me every time I ask you, I'm running out of like guests.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, who should I have on? Like, I need to get people. And he says Sark every time.
Dude, there's when we created Inner Circle as a series like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I have in my notes like a bunch of episodes. One of them is a Machinima Respawn, like OG Sark,
Nanners,
Hutch. Hex, obviously,
Yeah.
APL, and then I would like a J, a Diesel, a Fwiz, something. But obviously the scheduling there could get kind of hard. But I think that for 40,000 people would be
the best
fire.
shit.
I just don't. I don't think it's going to be like a
I don't think so
2, 3,
either.
400,000. But I think for like a core like 30, 40
what I have
is
realized
so fucking good.
What I have realized is fucking shorts are everything. Produce something that you want to produce, and if you get 6 seconds of fucking gold, it will go crazy. The most viewed piece of media for Around the Bar history is me and Corey Dunn talking to each other. And that's my fucking guy.
Yeah.
And it's just me talking about Shroud. And it's like, dude, if
it's just a good short though.
it's a great short. No, shout out to Wampus. He crushed that short. But like, if you get Sark and Hutch and Nanners talking about the old days, so yeah, the long form video might get less than 100,000 views, but that short might.
Oh, there's like 10 million views worth of shorts in that episode.
One episode.
If you can find them and edit them in a way that will get you views. Like,
yeah. I think shorts have just completely fucking changed the
Sark
whole
is the
game.
funniest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life.
I have to watch it. I
Dude,
never watched.
He's sharp.
Well,
he's quick with it.
I'm a huge stand-up comedian fan. Like I've always been super into stand-up.
Yeah.
He is like stand-up funny in the sense that he doesn't need like when you're like with your boys, like there's a funny guy in the group.
There's a funny guy.
That can just be like, oh, that thing happened. I'll talk about that. It's funny. Sark you don't have to say a word.
And
He will
it's
just give you a speech that is like he will do stand-up just at a drop of a hat and just start telling you stories that are so fucking good. He's literally like a stand-up comedian. Like the closest thing I've ever seen that's not like that doesn't do stand-up. I guess.
Was Hex doing his funny laugh the whole time? His like, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember. Because you were laughing.
It's the laugh that he does when he's on podcast with Toombs.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
his
that
Tombs
laugh.
laugh.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't think he does. This could be wrong, and I know Hex is watching this, and he's ready to fuck. He's probably texting me right as we're talking, but I think Hex is like, he's like he doesn't want to do Tombs too much because he's like, then he'll be outed. You know what I mean? Like he's the older brother and the less funny brother, so he doesn't want to do it too much.
Hex is just too careful though.
Toombs just lets it fly.
Yeah. Oh, Toombs doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. I get you.
And Toombs will say, even if it's just for him, like if he thinks it's funny, Toombs will just run that shit. Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like I think Toombs will make himself laugh. And it's just like everyone else gonna laugh because it's funny, but he's making himself laugh first because he thinks it's hilarious.
That's the best shit, though. Like if you laugh enough to like appreciate your own humor, to where like, you know what, I don't give a fuck if anyone else laughs, but like I'm gonna chuckle in my head after I say this. That's all that matters.
When you guys are making, when you guys are planning and making OpTic content, where do you look at for inspiration? AKA. Who is fucking crushing it right now on YouTube, not Twitch?
Jubilee boy. That was JP and AC's favorite thing to be like, dude. They'd be like, "Shut up, Jubilee boy," because like I'd occasionally watch. I would watch Jubilee videos because like
all of a sudden on OpTic we're just making fucking Democrat versus Republican jokes.
Well, and see, that's the thing is like there's like a level of quote unquote market research, and how I always look at things is like, okay, who's making the dopest videos that have nothing to do with gaming and nothing to do with anything that we touch? And how can I look at this and then like make it into ours? Like, how can I take this and turn our own video into it? For sure. Like
think the same shit.
I mean, we'll out one of our videos, the testing gaming scams. I'm a
that video
huge,
did well, right?
Really well. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Will Tennyson. He's a big fan of him. He does gym content, and it's like Mr. Beastified gym content.
Yeah,
that's incredible. His humor's great, dry humor's all that's fantastic. He did a video testing the internet's biggest fitness scam, so like the shake weight, all that good stuff.
I love it.
And so I was like, wait, I feel like we could do that with gaming because there is all the like corny arm sleeves, this and that. So that's like an example of like, oh, I fucked with that, and I don't think anyone's done this like for gaming. And like I think the unique opportunity that we have a lot of times is like, as OpTic, we have like the luxury to like make those kinds of things happen with the right people.
Yeah.
I just think you could make, like, we are in a position where we are making videos like that with an esports team as like an esport, like as an esports team, I guess, with esports athletes and like creators. Whereas like that, so that Will Tennyson video, he made that for gym scams.
Yep.
I mean, I watch it just an absurd amount of YouTube in general, but like Linus Tech Tips makes videos like that.
For tech people?
Yeah, just biggest like tech scams, like videos like that.
Right.
And it's just a good title, and like the premise obviously is really good, but we can make it for tech in gaming.
Right.
He can also make it in tech for gaming, but his audience is just
way different,
so much different than ours. So like we could make damn near the same video.
And our talent made it great. Like you and Zan as a duo, and then Ken and Ant in that video was fucking incredible. Like could not have been better. So it was like a marriage of like, okay, we had this idea and talent just fucking carried, and it was such a good like delivery. Like obviously we film a video, we plan a video, we can think of it going all these different ways when we pick which talent goes in or whatever the case is. But like seeing it pay off in that way where it actually does deliver like far and beyond because it just works, can't beat it.
I think a big thing a big thing that's different from when I was making videos for OpTic and you guys make videos is I was making videos because OpTic was a team and people wanted to know more about the team. You guys have to make videos as if OpTic is one creator. I think you guys have to plug in OpTic as if it was fucking one of the Almost Friday guys or one of the people that are just like how do we make like OpTic,
a video that would be good for one human, good for 10.
Good for exactly. And I think some people are really good at it. I think the alpha betas. I think the beta squad and Sidemen. When I go somewhere, when I'm thinking of OpTic videos, I always go to the Sidemen. I think they're the best. I also think
you think way different compared to all the rest of our creators because you have TST. You already think as a group. You already think of like ideas in that group setting. I feel like a lot of our creators don't think about.
I never even thought about it like that. Yeah, that is true. I've always because I do think different when it comes to content in general, but that's because all of our creators, besides Pam, Touche, that's it. all of our creators come from competitive gaming.
Yep.
They were almost all of them were pros, which is just different. It's just so fucking
It's
different.
a completely different goal. Like, what do you want to do? I want to be a pro gamer. What do you want to do? I want to be a YouTuber. Like, those things are so different.
So different.
Like,
Well, I think they weren't that different though. Like for a while, you could just kind of do
they weren't
YouTube
looking
with
for
it.
a while, you got one by being the other.
Yeah.
Like, by being a really good pro gamer, you got to be a
got the
YouTuber.
YouTube
People
because
watch your YouTube videos.
exactly.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
now
like
it's not.
It was like it's the same thing as like you're just so good at something that people want to watch it.
It's Timmy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He could not even speak in his YouTube videos, and they'll get 1 million views because he is just gross at the game he's
fucking
playing.
goat. I love that guy. He's the goat.
Oh, he's
he
insane.
just completely changed TST's whole identity. So when we did React videos,
those bangs.
our first noobs React video was a Minecraft video, and it popped. It got like 300K views. Then we did one. I was like, I think this Minecraft shit's working. Like, let's continue to do this. And I was like, what's another game? And we had been starting to like dabble in Apex. I was like, maybe let's do something with Apex. And we did a noobs react to It's Timmy, and it got fucking like 2 million views.
I totally forgot you guys had a crazy Apex arc.
Oh, you
You guys were making not only that, but you guys were
God.
like streaming and playing Apex a fuck ton too.
Yeah, we were
I
I
forgot
got a
about
quick
that.
question. How much longer do you think we're going to be going? We could go for a while.
Down to go for
Yeah.
you
All
got
right, I need
pee?
to go pee.
Yeah, I'm down to pee. I'm down to take a break.
Well, this is awkward. See, guys, I'm the only bitch who didn't break the seal. Can we get some fucking W's in the comments? Make sure you subscribe to Around the Bar podcast for the sake that I'm not out there releasing the dragon. They are. All of them. All 3 of them. Jesus, Hitch filled his fucking drink to the brim. Oh, man. Well, what should we talk about? This would be so funny as a little intermission. They're gonna be like, damn, James faded in the middle. I'm not faded. I'm just an entertainer. When left alone with the mic, I know what the fuck to do. Shove it in my ass. I don't want to like fuck. Dude, I kind of want to fuck one of their drinks up with like a bunch of liquor in it, but like Hitch's is like too full. I could pour some of his. Actually be a good idea. That just went all over my phone. Be so strong. I'm actually an asshole. My phone's just fucking drenched now. Imagine I just broke my phone. All for a gag joke. Hashtag worth. All right, guys. This is going to be super funny. When Hitch comes back, he's going to take a first sip of his drink. He's going to be like, holy fuck, I made this strong, dude. Must have got the portions wrong. Fuck. Is there a paper towel or something somewhere? I kind of spilled my drinky a little. How long have we been going? I feel like we haven't even been going that long.
An hour and some change.
Wait, actually,
There's no way we've been going for an
Yeah.
hour.
Hour 15.
feels like we've been live for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit here for as long as we want now because my
Same.
bean's gone.
Reagan, you can wait.
Well, I already told her we can't make this fucking movie, unfortunately. So she's like, no one
You guys
can
were gonna
cover
go
for
see a
you, and I was
movie?
like, well, I'm on the pot.
No one can cover for me? Well, the other 2 that could cover for me are currently blasted.
The last question you had asked is, are we starting or?
No, yeah, you can.
The last question you asked was about inspiration, like where you found it, and they went on, or they were talking about one thing that came to my mind was even like the 1v1 series, like that's kind of like we looked at destroying and kind of like what he's done with like wide receivers and DBs and like the 1v1s that he does, where he does like Everybody comes. It's very like grassroots. Everybody comes to the field, and there's like the whole crowd around them, and it's just 1v1, wide receiver, DB, and it's like a whole bracket style all the way down to like one winner, and they win money.
Yeah,
and we were like, what's kind of like that spin in gaming, and that's literally like how the 1v1.
Do you remember whenever we came up with the
spawned.
1v1?
What?
Do you remember like when we came up with the 1v1 video?
I don't remember where we were, but I remember what the original pitch was, which is a lot different than what ended up happening. Do you why? Well,
because I always like if we have like a few videos that like looking back, I'm always like, who came up with that idea? And I'm big on like it doesn't fucking matter who came up with it.
Yeah, it doesn't,
because like it just always becomes a shit show. But like for that video, I remember saying the Botez 1v1s in like Central Park doing chess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
And I thought that's where that video came from, but I could be wrong.
Really?
Yeah, but I have no fucking idea. So.
To be fair, shit's banging. It don't matter.
I can't really remember.
It does great, but yeah.
I can't really remember actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
How was it
remember,
originally pitched, if you remember?
it was supposed to be no one. We weren't supposed to market it at all, and it was supposed to be Seth set up on a sidewalk with a 1v1 station, and it just says 1v1 me, you win $10,000, and he was going to sit there until someone beat him in a 1v1.
So yeah, it was originally, well, that's what it was. Even the first one we did like maybe 2 days of promo. We announced it like literally 2 days ahead.
There was supposed to be no promo. It was supposed to be random people on the street.
I still think that's a good video.
I think it's a
we've
great
talked about
video.
There's
like
a
you just have to go to a populated area. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, we have a similar idea that we've been wanting to do for so fucking long that we haven't done yet.
Probably 6 months.
We will.
6 months?
Longer than that.
No, it's been maybe a year.
Yeah, it's been longer
Really?
than that.
Oh wow.
I
Oh
bought
yeah,
that thing.
you
I
bought
bought
that
that
thing
on
Facebook like a year ago.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Oh, that'll happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. I will quit if that.
Well, right now I'm planning in January that we do it.
Yeah, because I think that we talk a lot.
That one, dude. But at this point, I really don't want to rush that one because of the way that we have to film
January's
right now.
Perfect because there's not a lot of pressure.
I disagree. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure. I would like to be like where we will be at on Friday of this week. I would like to be there, and then the next week we go film that video.
So you want to be ahead?
I would like to be way ahead on everything because I would like to do that.
Nah, I get that.
Like, because I think that video can be another 1v1 me, bro, with Seth and.
What's great about that concept is that could work live.
If it works once, we could make that work so many times.
It works in every format.
Yeah. Do you think fuck, I forgot where I was. How like 100 Thieves goes on. I think 100 Thieves is the only people that do it. They go on these like creator camps and they just knock out videos.
We tried that.
We did try that. Do you think that's something that even if you have to like tweak it a little bit, do you think that's something that we could even do here?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Do you think
100%.
You think that's worth it? You think it's worth the go?
We'd have to have really good ideas going into it.
Yep.
I would not want to go into that and make a bunch of pods.
Different things. It's creator buy-in. It's especially with like how popular IRL streaming is now. There has to be some sort of element there. Like there has to be.
I think you also.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I think with the proper amount of time, like in advance, I think we could plan enough good videos that fit the setting.
Yeah.
That it would be well worth it.
I agree.
And good videos and live stream.
I almost think like.
What do you think that would be?
Something like that. I will say something like that. Like going and doing this, I would be afraid that we would fall so far into nostalgia videos that we would make new shit that's cool.
How do you guys feel? Don't lose what you were about to ask me because I have an answer for it. How do you guys feel about nostalgia videos as the production team?
I love nostalgia, but there's a time and place. There's got to be a balance. And I feel like, especially early this year, January to I'd say August, we were doing a pretty good job at trying to just do new shit. New videos. Like there was the nostalgia hits in there, obviously, but like we are trying new concepts and getting away from your normal trivias, your judgments, you're just like what you would expect from OpTic. I feel like we tried a lot of different shit. And then on the back half of the year, we definitely, because this happens every year, the new COD comes out, we're trying to obviously take advantage of like gameplay and
just
other
lock
things.
it and upload.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
right? Like especially on the back half of the year, which we've done, I think, a great job of the last like month and a half.
The channel's cooking right now.
Yeah, it's cooking.
It's cooking right now.
Yeah. But again, it's got to be time and place. I think if you were to break it down a percentage of what I think should be nostalgia, it should maybe be no more than 25% of what the channel is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say less than that.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree with that.
I think nostalgia hits harder when there's less of it, a little bit.
I agree.
Like
There's
if
just
I'm
not-
getting
I-
fed
there's a lot
nostalgia
of
a
it,
little
but-
too much, it almost like loses the whole effect of nostalgia.
It's
But
gotta be
I think there's a
new.
lot of way to hit nostalgia, though. It doesn't just have to be, let's do a smooth comp. I think trivia or a tie back to how we did something like an announcement a long time ago. Like nostalgia can come in a lot of different ways, which is why I say up to 25%.
Yeah.
Like
Implementing old ideas into new things
exactly.
versus
It doesn't
like
have to be a
just
specific
talking about
YouTube
old
content.
shit or like remaking
Well,
an old
and
thing.
it could be as
exactly.
little as like we're doing like a thing, anything where there's sets of duos and we put Seth and Formal together. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that's how simple
That is-
like nostalgia could be injected into a video because you get their dynamic. And it doesn't have to be like this big old like smooth comp or a very nostalgic video that fans love, but you can plug those little things in and then the comments are like, dude, fuck, I love like when Seth and Matt are like fucking vibing, laughing, and you get that nostalgia hit, but you also get like some new piece of content.
That question is almost like how much of the content is crowd pleasing and how much of is it to grow? Almost at that point, right?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
Which I feel like you have to appease the audience to a certain degree. Which
course.
is why I think that it has to be there.
And I think nostalgia content appeases it's 100%, 0%.
Like the inner circle, this is going to come out in probably like a week or two. But like the inner circle we did with the Dynasty team, like that has to happen. Like that.
Yeah, of course.
There's a place for that. It has
I
to
think
happen.
the Dynasty reacts to biggest Dynasty moments also is probably important.
Mhm.
And there's also like a level of like if you have the whole dynasty together talking about it, that nostalgia video is so much bigger than us like recreating a trivia that we did. Like,
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I also think it's really cool, like how we did in this last one, where there's a place for the nostalginess in that.
mm-hmm.
But they talked about new age stuff a lot in that video. So it's also them talking about like current events, how the CDLs ran, like being more clip farmy in new age stuff that people who weren't around that time can still like consume that content and like enjoy it.
It's good for like fans for 10 years, and I've never watched this shit ever in my life. Like, it's good
I
for
think
us.
I think that's the biggest goal. Like if you had to wrap up in a sentence the biggest goal of like what we do, it's we try and make things that first and foremost our current and nostalgic fans will like, and then also open up opportunities for new people to like not feel left out. Like it's not so nostalgic that if you watch it, you like don't know what the hell's going on. But it's to a level where like new fans and new people will enjoy it, while all the existing incredibly important like fans are still enjoying every little bit of like the stuff that we're making.
Yeah.
Do you think we make too much nostalgia content?
Yeah.
I agree.
Is that because we make 3-4 pods a week?
Yeah. But I think, but on the flip side of it, it all comes down to the fact that at the end of the day, these are esports guys that we're making content about, esports teams that we're making content about. So what can you do to grow a channel, a content-based channel, a YouTube-based channel about esports teams with ex-esports players and current esports players that's not nostalgia content?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we have, I stress myself out constantly because I feel like a lot of the time we pigeonhole ourselves into this fucking corner of the internet that we own. We own it. We're better than all these other fucking guys at it. I will say that. I'll talk my shit. But then you look around because it's kind of like we pigeonhole ourselves and we still look in the corner. We're like, we're better than all you fucking guys. Everyone in this corner, we're better than. And then we turn around.
Big fish, small pond.
And it's a whole room of internet. It's a whole room of TikTok, of YouTube, of Twitch, of a whole entire fucking room of people. And you're like, wow, we are we are the small fish. That's how I see it.
And that's why like a lot of our ideas, I feel like in the first like 7-8 months of this year, we're
trying to get new fans.
We're trying to literally
trying to
like let's battle. Let's
Yeah.
be small fish, big pond for a sec. You know, let's
And I
look
think
at the
just try
YouTube
to find
algo.
new people.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's try to make a video
Yeah.
that like my mom would watch, or
Yeah.
you know,
Facts.
a random kid I met in college
Facts.
that has never played video games in his life would go and watch. Like that's a good video.
Yeah.
That's what you want to make. Yeah, but it's just
And it's tough. It's tough to do. It's tough to do, and it's really no one's fault. It's just like
it's one of those, dude. I don't even know if it's tough to do.
Same.
It's tough to do that and make 5 other videos the same week.
yeah, what you have to do.
Yeah,
You have
because
to do to keep the company afloat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's
I
like,
think-
dude, there's so many fucking people that, like, say, like, if we have this base of 80 to 90,000 people that will watch everything we put on the internet,
Yeah.
we should give them as much as they want. Like, as much as
Yeah.
they'll watch, we should be giving it to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And then you just try to find time to make, all right, we need to make this one thing that maybe will get us an extra 2,000 people that'll watch everything.
Okay.
Facts.
And
I
it's
will
just
say,
you try to go back and forth.
like if there was a world where like we could like just copy the 3 of us and paste it so we had like a little dummy and they could go and continue doing what we're doing, and then we got to like just go experiment and do all the the other shit and try and like see what we can do. That would be like ultimate set. Obviously that's not fucking possible, but
Right.
like in a perfect utopia, that would be like the sickest shit.
Yeah. What are you gonna?
Back to what you were saying. Where would you go on the creator camp thing? Or unless you want to keep
Santa
going
Monica.
down this
Santa
road.
Monica.
Okay, and just collab.
I would go to Santa Monica. I would do as much. I would go for a week, and I would have a streaming setup for Seth. Everyone else can figure it out, but as long as Seth can go, everyone else can figure it out. And
I just built 9 setups. I'm like,
we go to Santa Monica, either a beach
It's
house,
a normal Tuesday for you.
Airbnb, a beach house, or something like that, and we do 5 podcasts, a different person on each time, and we just live. We just live in Santa Monica for a week. That's what I would say. And then, I mean, I don't even know where else. I mean, Austin, I think could work. But I think what we did last time, and this is not because I got sick the whole weekend, but when we went to Breckenridge, like it was great and it was fun, but there was nothing else to do outside of like the snow shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it ended up being, and we also, the thing with the, what are you shaking your head about?
nah, continue.
What the thing about 100 Thieves, like when they go on creator camps, is those guys aren't with each other all the time. So like Legion flies in and sees Jack and Valkyrie and Brooke and you know Lydia and all these people are flying in to hang out. We see each other every fucking day.
Yeah.
So other than Touche and TST, like everyone else, and I see those fucking guys every day. So I want to break away from them. Everyone else gets to see them. You know what I mean? So like I think other than those 3 people, those are the only people that like fly in and you know, Big Timer is not going to go to fucking Breckenridge, but he might go to Santa Monica. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I would say. Santa Monica. But yeah. Does that answer your question? What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You just said like don't forget your question because you had an answer.
Yeah,
so
no, that is it. But yeah, I think collabs are important for what we're going to do in the future. Which
I agree. I think we should do significantly more collabs. The collabs we've done, especially in like guess the Warzone, guess the Apex, like those videos, like
I think some of my favorite
Can you hand me
moments.
the
Yeah,
napkin?
I think
The
some of my
napkin.
it's kind of wet and soggy.
It's all
but
good. It's all good.
you just his cup's full. You just start pouring by it.
What were we saying?
What was I saying? Oh, we were talking collabs, but I think like some of my favorite moments, like this is, I'll answer it first, but then I'll let you guys answer.
Yeah.
What have been like the moments where you've laughed the most while filming like a piece of content or enjoyed like a moment while filming? What's like the peak moment, whether it's humor or you're just like, holy fuck, I cannot believe that just happened and I was a part of that. for me, funny wise, Zin in the morph suit for like the Gesta and like Seth realizing that it might be Zin was up there for one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
So good. Yeah.
And then on the flip side of it, taking photos at champs and being on stage while the boys won was like the dopest fucking shit of all time. Like that was like otherworldly.
Yeah.
So like humor and then also just like, wow.
It's a good, it's a good analogy of what the fuck OpTic is.
Yeah.
Just those two things makes OpTic what OpTic is.
Even last week.
The only company you could be a part of that you can do both.
Yeah, it's the only one.
You can do both those within 6 months.
Yeah.
You can do it within a week, within 6 days.
Week, yeah.
I will say too that like part of the like no matter how like busy or frustrating or whatever like things are coming apart our schedule here, there are moments
happens often
that like that I'm able to just like enjoy.
Yeah.
And for example, last week we're sitting there and like we're filming a inner circle with Hex, the Dynasty, and Nade.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking through like my camera lens and I'm thinking, dude, in fucking high school, I would have been the most jealous fucker on planet Earth for what I'm doing right now.
You know what?
Like I'm so grateful that like everything else aside, in this very moment, this is the coolest fucking shit ever because I get to listen to this conversation before anybody else. I get to be a part of making it, and it's fucking so sick. And that negates all frustrations, just kind of disappear in that moment.
Right.
And it enables you to like continue working for whatever the vision is, pun intended.
Yeah. Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, I think like that goes up there also for just like moments throughout that you're just like, wow.
I think a lot of the people who've been successful on the production team have had that feeling, whether it's you or myself or Shaw or you or you, like we've all at some point had that like, holy fuck, I'm sitting here around people I've admired or looked up to at any given point.
Yep.
And like, I'm right here working full time, doing what I love. And I just get to enjoy this.
Whenever I think, I forgot which one of you guys asked me. I think when you were like, when do you relate the most with us? That's it. I didn't know how to put it into words, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember like filming Vision interviews with Big Timer and thinking in the back of my mind, like, don't freak out. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I was stocking shelves 3 months ago, and now I'm sitting there filming an interview talking with Big Timer about how he's going to coach the fucking Halo team. And I'm like, what the shit is going on in my life? And that, I think that's almost like, I think that's like one of the most important things that you can fucking do. Like, I don't know. Maybe I was going to say in esports, but I think it might be, unfortunately, like exclusive to OpTic. Exclusive to OpTic, unless, I mean, especially in COD and controller sports and controller
I
esports.
just feel like a lot of the orgs just don't have the history that OpTic has to have that
that's why I said controller. Yeah, because like TSM, I think TSM might, I think TSM might be it. TSM. Because like,
well, you could say, like, you could say like Thieves.
You could also say like a T1. Obviously, not like our region, but like someone who is living in Asia somewhere that has grown up watching like Faker and those.
I get that.
Like, right,
for
like,
sure. Yeah.
Like
I was thinking American brain like usual. You know. Yeah, that's I don't know. It is fun, and you do get, but sometimes you do get lost in the weeds. You're like, damn, this is hard. This is frustrating.
Then you have moments.
I have handcuffs over here. I can't fucking do this, and then something happens, and you're like,
I think that's
all worth it.
I think it's maturity. Like, as a human being in anything in life, like if you're able to stop and enjoy like the little things like that, it makes your enjoyment for whatever the fuck you're doing so much higher.
Yeah.
And it's like, regardless of how frustrating it could be, if I'm able to like, instead of sit there and be like, fuck, I got like no sleep last night. I don't give a fuck if all these motherfuckers are talking about the dynasty, this and that. Instead, I'm able to like actually be happy and sit there and like be like, fuck,
think
this
about the position
sick.
you're in at all times.
Yeah.
Like,
This conversation is why Matt, whenever he gets frustrated, goes, I love this shit.
I love it.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
literally
I
it.
love
That's literally it.
it.
That's literally it.
Fucking
You just have to remind yourself, like, why am I doing this? And it's like, I'm doing
Which
this.
he says it sarcastically, but like
There's truth.
there is a
I
little
say
bit of truth
it like,
in it.
fucking around. But it is like, why do you do this? Versus the infinite possibilities of the other shit you could do with your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do this because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I am pretty confident in the fact I could go do a bunch of other shit. But like, I want to do this because I like doing this. I like doing this more than I found I like doing anything else that I've ever done.
Yep.
So it's like,
yeah, 100%.
got to keep doing this because it's more fun than anything else. So far.
It is super fucking fun.
In a month, we just tweet out eMattCraig's leaving OpTic to go be a dentist.
It's going back to
dentist. It's going back to dentist
Going
school.
back to dentist school.
Well, fuck, that aged poorly.
Like, oh shit,
They're
somebody
like,
clips
fuck,
this.
Matt's a fucking liar. He didn't love this shit at all.
Someone really put him over the edge. I won't say who.
Definitely me.
Is
If Matt gets into it with anybody, it's definitely me. More than anybody.
well, you guys are very yin and yang. Like,
Very much so.
If you
we
guys,
are exactly yin and yang.
yeah, if you,
We have the same goal, but we want to get there
two different ways. Yeah, two different ways. What was that like coming in for you? Because you came in late.
Well, hold on, pause. I want you guys to answer the question that I asked about
the
moments where you were like, holy fuck, this is sick, or funniest moment on set.
Oh,
You
yeah,
kind
I
of answered
totally
it with
forgot.
Big T, but
No. That wouldn't even be mine. The holy fuck for me was definitely my 100K video. Because I released the 100K video at the.
We gotta bring those back, dude.
At this,
The Draw My Life you're talking about?
yeah, the
Dude,
Draw
we
My
need
Life.
YouTube. I need everyone I've ever watched on YouTube to make one of those.
dude, Kenny made one and it was fire. Like, not
Dude,
that long
so
ago. Yeah,
good.
Kenny
This
made one
Kenny?
and it's
Our Kenny?
our
So
Kenny made
good.
one, and I remember I watched it like I think it was right as
Yeah.
he joined OpTic. He made one, and he's like kind of artistic, so like it was good. Like
He was drawing?
Yes.
He was drawing? Oh, shit.
It was really fucking good.
Because I
Really,
remember
really
when I
good.
did the Edit My Life or whatever, the Draw My Life videos had already been, the wave had already ended.
Yeah.
It had been a year and a half since that. But I joined OpTic and no one knew who the fuck I was. Or not joined OpTic, I moved into the house. I moved into the house and no one knew who I was. So like the lead up to 100,000 subs was like me like vlogging and trying to like introduce people. And then I was like, I never really like told anybody what the fuck because my life's been like. So then I did it. So that was my like holy fuck moment. The funniest I've ever laughed. I don't even know, man. There's been some funny moments. I
guess for you, it could be in a video as well. Like not necessarily behind the camera, but like in a video.
I laughed pretty much the entirety of the slime around the bar. I don't know if that's just because we're on around the bar right now and that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
But the slime around the bar was fucking hilarious. I mean, it was so fucking funny. And it's funny because I thought Matt was, because Matt's like a huge
Fanboy.
Yard fan.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was going to be hyped, but you were like hungover that day or something. And I didn't.
Nah, bro, I was probably fucking nervous.
Dude, Matt didn't say shit. And I was like,
because
I'm looking
he's
at
a dickhead. He's like he's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, was this the dude who you said at like the day after? You're like, dude, he fucking said my topics were shit. Like who wrote
No,
these
that was
topics?
Nick. That was Nick.
yeah,
that was Nick.
okay.
But Nick's a fuckhead anyway.
Well, but dude, this problem with Slime is I respect the fact that like if you're like he has this, it's a whole like running bit on their podcast, but it's if like his value system is based on if you're funny or not. And like I don't want to even be in like I don't want him to judge me at all. Like I would rather just not be like I don't want to be good or bad. I want to not even be judged. Yeah, I want to not be. That one fucked me up because it's like
He was definitely sleeping at night, like eyes open,
Dude,
laying in his bed.
dude, they
never
talk
seen-
about me on their own pod. I'm driving to work. It's an hour drive. And Nick says on the pod, like, oh yeah, like there's
Wait, the yard one?
yeah, on the yard. And this was in, I remember, I can't remember if it was on the main pod or on the like the bonus episode, but they're talking about how, yeah, like the around the bar was good, but then the behind the bar thing like needed some help, like it was a little rough, blah blah. And I'm like, I'm driving to work in the morning, and I did that.
You just shut the fuck
Yeah, I'm
out.
like, okay, well, fuck me, dude.
He's
What the hell?
anxious the whole time.
Yeah. So like, but that's what like I didn't want to, like I want to continue to be a fan of that show. I don't want to be Slime's friend.
Okay.
I want to watch. Like,
or
I want to
Slime's
watch.
enemy.
Or more importantly, I want Slime to not know who the fuck I am, so I can just watch this shit and like just.
Dude, it was so
it's
weird.
my favorite thing to watch. Favorite thing to listen to is that
because I had the other two on prior to him, and he was there the whole time. But Aiden and I is like the longest around the bar. So it was like an hour or 3 hours 45 minutes.
Let's beat it.
Jesus
We just
Christ.
talked. And we're not gonna beat it. We just talked forever. And then Nick and I talked for a while as well. But Nick was the one that I thought I was going to get along with the most because like he knew COD, he knows FaZe and fucking OpTic and all that shit. And he talks about it all the time on the yard, which is why I hit him up in the first place. And so Matt was completely fine with them two. So Slime gets here and I'm like, oh, Matt's going to love this shit. And I look over and Matt's just like stun locked the whole time.
it could have been one of those ones where it was super late in the day as well after a long.
It was at noon.
Okay, no, it wasn't that then. Yeah, it wasn't that then. I don't know.
It was funny.
You were starstruck. That's crazy.
It's not. It was not starstruck.
Is there a creator?
It was don't ruin my
pure
I get
fear.
2 hours a week entertainment 100%. I watch every one of them. I enjoy all of them.
You don't have to listen
Don't
to
fucking ruin it. Like don't like I want to like these people. I want to enjoy this pod because it takes up 2 hours of my
but
week.
it's not
every
like
single
it's
week.
not like you haven't done podcasts with people you were
Big as
fans
fuck.
of
Yeah,
before. Like you were a fan.
Especially year one of eavesdrop. Oh my god, that shit was star-studded.
All of them are your you were fans of like
Dude, you're such a fanboy. You're just a fucking
no.
fanboy.
I understand it. Like
I just would give less of a fuck if anyone else.
like if Sark was like, who's this guy?
Wait,
you wouldn't care.
that wouldn't bother me. I don't watch Sark for 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
Is there
okay,
anyone
I get
that you guys would be? We know who you'd be starstruck by, but
Who?
Fucking Slime.
It wasn't starstruck. It was just
fear.
don't ruin
It
the
was
things
just
that I
fear.
like.
It was just
so defensive.
Is there anybody that you guys still would be starstruck by?
No.
And
Nah, not really. Nah, I don't think there's a person on the planet after I did the Tyreek episode because I wasn't a fan of I wasn't a fan of Tyreek. Like
it's just a big deal.
But I was just like Paige texted me and said, because Tyreek was supposed to be an eavesdrop, but the eavesdrop had just ended. Like Hector had just stopped doing eavesdrop. He was like, I'm done with it. And so Paige, being fucking godsend that she is, was like, hey, this was supposed to be eavesdrop, but like, do you want to do it for Around the Bar? And she sent me the text and I looked at it because everything in my being was like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. That's like so scary. But then I said yes, and I spent 3 days just watching Tyreek Hill videos, just watching everything I could, all of his fucking highlights and all that shit. And I was just like, dude, this is it. And so after I made it through that episode, I was like, okay, like I could pretty much do it. The nervous I think I'll ever be for an Around the Bar is probably tomorrow. And that's because I grew up a fan of that motherfucker, and like everyone knows that. And I'm not breaking any fourth wall by saying that. Everyone knows that. So besides that,
I remember you saying that, but when we had Nate on the pod 3 years ago,
it was like Nate, Hex, Seth,
and you.
Nate, Hex, Seth, and me, and it's because Formal didn't make it, and so they had to fill in. And I remember walking up to the desk, and I'm like, much like what you said, like 15-year-old me would be like, you fucking made it.
Yeah.
And like at the time I had a bunch of shit going on that I'm still dealing with, but I was just like, all right, like, yeah, I guess I fucking did make it. I guess I made it because Formal didn't show up. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to like the most nervous I would ever be, or the most like starstruck I would ever be, is like people that I immediately looked up to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I would be intimidated. Like if Jay-Z is sitting if somebody, Beyonce sitting across me, I'd be intimidated, but I wouldn't be starstruck, I don't think.
That's more like out of place than it is like starstruck.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened with the Tyreek thing, is like, I don't know shit about
almost like
the NFL.
Yeah.
I know a lot about college football, but he played JUCO. So like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anything about him except that he was fast, and I didn't want him to I didn't want to ask him the obvious question.
Yeah.
I didn't want to annoy him. I wanted to.
You don't
know
want
what I
to be
mean?
teams. You want to be Sean Evans.
Right, I wanted to be Sean Evans. Sean Evans is the fucking GOAT. He just got a bag. He just got 10 million plus.
Dude.
Fuck yeah, Sean.
Fucking, that just reminded me, most awkward thing that I'm in across the internet.
Yeah.
DeSerto threw me in an interview with Don Toliver.
What?
Wait, actually?
Yes, it's
What?
on the internet. And it is the most cringy shit ever. Because
Don't
it was
tell me
like
that.
he wanted to like bridge into gaming and like get involved in gaming.
Yo, Don Toliver, come on this.
Dude,
Come on this one. He sucks.
And
I'm
don't
better.
talk about gaming at all. Because DeSerto was like, we're going to talk to him about all this stuff, and all the questions had to get approved by like, none of it was about music. It was all about gaming. And like, there's certain individuals that like you can tell game.
Yep.
And then there's certain like celebrities and stuff that like they don't game. Like they
Right.
game casually,
Yeah.
but on the most surface level side of
What's
things.
the MW clip from the fucking the show that they did to show off the new game where the guy looked like a fucking bot?
Oh, fucking Lil Jon. Lil Jon,
Oh, yeah.
he didn't know how to shoot. He didn't know what button was shoot.
So I go and they're like, all right, James, you're going to go to the Phase warehouse and Don's going to be there with his team and you're going to interview him. And we've got all these questions. So I show up early. He pulls up at like maybe like 15, 20 minutes late, like nothing crazy.
That's actually on time.
Yeah.
That's rapper
and
on
he
time.
pulls up in like this massive Rolls Royce, opens up, and like this motherfucker's high off his dick. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my God.
fuck. And the Phase has got their little basketball hoop and like his boys are shooting around. He's shooting around. I meet him.
Yeah.
And like, it's very like awkward. Like he's just like, I could tell he's only there. Like I felt like he was only there because he had to be there.
Yeah,
His PR
yeah,
lady
yeah.
was like, oh, can I see the questions one last time before you ask them? I was like, sure. And so I give her the questions.
They're like,
and-
they're like, what position is your favorite?
Yeah. And well, this was
What's your
around,
favorite type of illegal drug?
this was,
Just some crazy
this was
shit.
around the time that the Travis Scott concert thing happened where where like the people died at his concerts. She was like, don't ask anything about Travis Scott. Why are you laughing?
I just think that's funny. That's why I was laughing.
And so
Not the Travis Scott thing. Not the Travis Scott.
yeah. Wait, clarify.
No. The clarify is that
okay,
she asked
all
you.
right. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, no.
So she asked, she's like, don't say anything about Travis Scott. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'm gonna be talking to him about Xboxes. Like this is pretty surface level lame shit.
Yeah.
So we get inside, like FaZe has these little crates in their warehouse that are like streamer crates. They're like,
Yep.
yeah,
I know
they
what you're
just
talking
have
about.
like a
They're like
streaming
shipment
setup,
crates.
and they're a shipment
Shipment
crate.
crates. Yeah.
There's a couch at the end of it, and there's one thing. So I'm sitting there, and Brittany Johnson's there with me, and she's in the room, and she's just like standing at the edge of it, and they close the door, and it's just me and Don. And I just have this list of questions, and I'm talking to him about gaming. And like anyone can go watch it. You just search like I think it's on to the DeSerto originals.
Don Toliver.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so bad. It's like
Is that
I
hard
was
to watch?
so uncomfy the whole time. Just
Yeah.
because like I just didn't feel like he wanted to be doing it.
Yeah.
And like at the same time, I was like, I hadn't. It's not like I'm a podcast host. I hadn't done a ton of interviews. Like I went to a boxing match that DeSerto sent me to, and I interviewed like influencers after their boxing match. I interviewed Adrian Peterson after he got knocked the fuck out. And
By
I was
who?
Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Like knocked out cold. And like there's a reason Joe Rogan doesn't interview the loser. Because like they're usually not in a great headspace after you get knocked the fuck out. And so we're walking past the
That clip of him with McGregor on the ground.
Yes, literally. And so we're walking past like the back locker rooms, and we have like media access. And Adrian Peterson's manager is like, yo, do you want to interview with him? Like,
Can't say no.
and the camera dude that was with us from DeSerto, Jamie, he was like, yes. I was like,
You
no.
can't say no.
I don't watch football. I don't know anything about this motherfucker. And so like I'm interviewed. This one never made it out. And I was
okay.
I was like, so like how was it getting knocked the fuck out? and it was super, dude, he's massive.
I know.
And I'm just standing there with the fucking mic. And then I think the last question I was like, so like any predictions for like the Austin McBroom and whoever, I think he was fighting Bryce Hall or something.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, any predictions? And he's like, I don't really feel like I could give any predictions considering I just lost. And I was like,
Any predictions on the TikToker fight coming up?
I know you're a Hall of Fame
my
NFL star,
God.
superstar.
Dude, I'm not an NFL fan. I text my homeboys who are, I was like, I just interviewed Adrian Peterson. They're like, what? And I was like, yeah, but unfortunately it was like right after he got knocked the fuck out, and he really didn't want to be spoken to, so like I don't think the impression was like
His
great.
manager just set him up.
That's insane.
Holy shit.
It's weird, dude.
Do you have any weird celebrity interactions like that?
The Soldier Boy Fortnite. When we went to E3,
Dude,
that shit
was
was insane.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That
He
shit
let
was
me in the
dope.
Fortnite party.
What is it?
I remember standing outside, not having an invite or a ticket to the Fortnite party at E3. I was standing outside. It was me and Hannah Smitty.
Yep.
And Scuff got her in and not me in. And I was out there by
Damn.
myself.
She left
like,
you?
I'm fucked.
Fucking what
And
a
Rahman, who was the GM of our League of Legends team at the time,
of course.
somehow became best
friends for a day
with Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
They
It was
were-
crazy.
dude, they were
they were arm in
Smoking.
arm
Dude,
the
they
whole
They
day.
didn't travel away from each other. They
No.
were like literally like
the whole
hey,
day.
we're walking around E3 all day like
The
this.
whole
How the
day.
fuck have I never heard
The
of
whole
it?
day,
Yeah.
Ramon and Soldier Boy were together the entire time I saw them. The entire time.
Yeah, and they were best buds the whole time. And I remember texting Ramon. I was like, "Is there any way you can get me into this?" And he's like, "Soldier Boy's bodyguard's gonna come out." And he came out and gave me a ticket. And I was like, "Soldier Boy got me to the Fortnite party. Let's fucking go."
You were just like, you.
The
But
bodyguard
this is
was like, there's one condition. You got to go back there with him and crank that.
But it was like Fortnite peak Fortnite 2018.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is like E3 is always like the big event of the year in the gaming community, and this was the party at E3 that year, and like
Yeah.
it was dope.
Is that the year that Hex got the llama?
That may have been.
It
that.
might have been the same year.
Because Anaheim happened back to back with that. I
Who,
think, right? Yeah.
Who's the guy that is in the group with Bruno Mars? There's like the two of them. You know what I'm
I don't
talking
Dude,
about?
I didn't even
No
know
idea.
Bruno Mars had a group.
I didn't either.
I thought it was just him.
Hey Siri, what's
Just Bruno.
what's the rap group with Bruno Mars?
Why did he? Didn't he have? Was it a gambling problem?
No, it was a cocaine problem.
Oh,
May have been gambling as well, but it's
Wait, no, it was definitely gambling.
yeah. I was gonna say,
no. Bruno Mars has been arrested for.
Oh no,
Okay.
I think both.
but
Oh,
I think
really?
I think the
No, I think it's
gambling,
both,
like,
yeah.
I think he like lost it all in Vegas type shit.
Oh yeah,
No,
had
no.
nothing to do with cocaine then.
Silk Sonic.
Fuck.
Silk Sonic is Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. One day, Anderson .Paak. Which your Fortnite event was it where Anderson .Paak was on stage?
I don't know.
That's the one I went to, and I was looking on stage. And I was like, "Is that fucking Anderson?" But I think it was the year after what you're talking about. But yeah, Bruno Mars owed so much in gambling. This is the rumor that I'm spreading. Owed so much in gambling that he was indebted to a casino, and in order to pay back the casino, he went on. He
Like
had
exclusive performed.
he had an exclusive performance for 4 months
Yeah, I
at
read
that
that.
casino.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a crazy leverage card to have in your back
Insane
pocket.
leverage.
though. Like,
Get
like,
out of
fuck
jail
it.
free card.
fuck it, another $1 million on black. I'll do it 6 months. I'll win it. Come on.
Let's just keep it going.
Keep it going. I'll do a year. I'll do a fucking year. Just put it on black.
That's exactly what's going on. I think that's what happened. Did you look it up?
Yeah, I was just clarifying that he did get arrested for cocaine.
Oh. So you didn't. He put it all on white.
Tough.
What do you guys think? Since we're talking about YouTube a lot.
Wait, if I can answer that question,
yeah.
it's going to Kyler Murray's house and building a setup for him.
Oh,
oh
yeah,
my
cool.
God, I forgot about
you
that.
have, you have a couple crazy builds that you've done. Who's the guy from the Patriots?
Tom Brady.
No.
Oh.
Wow.
That'd be insane.
That would be
Yeah,
insane.
sorry,
He
I
just
just-
kisses you on the
He
lips
signed,
after.
he signed a Supermax. Is he a
I'm your
tight end?
son. It's it's
boy.
Matthew Juden.
Matthew Juden.
He's a safety for the Patriots.
What
oh,
the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
So
he's
you
a-
just go and build their shit? Do you buy their shit? Like not obviously with their stuff.
Depending on who the person is, yeah. Like some of them, like Matthew Juden's, I bought everything, brought it to his house, or had it shipped to his house, or brought it and set it up. And
how does this happen? They hit up Hex and Hex.
No, I got connected with Matthew Juden through T-Dog. The goat.
The goat.
Fucking goat.
That's fucking T-Dog. This is the best Call of Duty shorts man ever.
I forgot how I got connected with Kyler Murray. I forgot who. But yeah, I've made Kyler's 2 or 3 times.
And you just did PJs.
Yeah, you just did PJs.
PJ Washington.
Yeah, did PJ Washington. I've done a couple athletes. Like
you did James Just Plays not that long ago too.
Yeah, I've done JJPs a few times. But
what is it like? What is it like setting up shit for athletes? Is there a difference in how they view gaming than like professional gamers?
Honestly, not really.
While you two guys talk about this.
Honestly, not really. In the sense that like when I set up like a professional gamer shit, I'm like, you don't know how to fix it if it breaks.
Okay.
And I want it to just work as long as possible. And if something breaks, just call me and I will set it up in a way that I can fix it through TeamViewer.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the same way I set it up for everyone.
Oh, so do you have like a Google chart with TeamViewer access to all these different people?
Pretty much, yeah.
Seth, Hex.
Well, it's not a Google. You couldn't get it if you wanted it, but
yeah,
I do have
Seth,
so whenever
Hex,
shit
Kyler
breaks,
Murray.
I can go fix the thing.
So when was the last time you had to fix an athlete's shit? You set it up so good, it's been a while.
Well, that's one of those things where I don't.
PJ.
Yeah, it would have been one of PJ's whenever PJ's something happens, but it's like one of those things where I kind of feel bad, and then also I don't know if I like should feel bad or not, because like something will break. And I'll go fix it, and then it will break again, and I'll go fix it. And then if it breaks again, and I like don't respond for like a day, and I'm like, yeah, I'll like let me know when to do it. And they don't respond, I'm like, oh, they just don't play on the setup anymore.
They just bought a whole new.
In my mind, I'm like, oh, they just took the PS4 out, and like they just play PS4 now on the monitor, and that's it.
So these guys that you're setting up for, they're there just to play. They're not there to
I've
stream.
changed drastically the way that I do it.
Well, they set up with the intention that they want to stream and do the whole thing.
And I've changed the way that I set things up for like athletes drastically.
Okay.
In the sense that like whenever I made like Matthew Juden's, it was like a beast setup.
Right.
Dual PC, GoXLR, crazy routing so we can talk through like this mic to go to PS4 chat, because like most people like all my friends back home play on Xbox and they talk through Xbox party chat.
Right.
So that needs to work.
Right.
If you're on dual PC setup and you're playing with people that are playing on Xboxes by themselves. So like you have to
make
make all that work.
Friends probably.
That's like the way they want to do it.
Right.
So I have to make all that work, but one small like Windows update, or you update like a GoXLR or some random thing, will break literally all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it breaks more than like 2 or 3 times, I just
like,
assume like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to
They're over it. Yeah.
And then I feel bad. I'm like, okay, well I should have just
made it simple.
Not made it so.
Yep.
Not made it so complicated in the first place.
So now
but it's also one of those things that they wanted the
it's
stream.
Like, yeah, if you
and
want
the
like
whole
if you want the
capability.
best shit, I'll give you the best shit. But the best shit also comes with like either
some learning.
Either I need to be able to get in and fix it immediately, or you gotta know some amount to fix it, or just.
Do you have anything? Any gaming celebrity encounter like the Don Tolliver?
Oh, it was just the Soldier Boy, but
the Soldier Boy shit. Mine was the riffraff thing.
Oh, yeah.
So 5 years ago, I think. No,
you guys went backstage, right?
6 years ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
You guys try to pull a Big T Nade Lil Dicky.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the exact same time that shit was happening. Riffraff's manager or Riffraff himself DM'd me. One of them DM'd me and was like, "Yo, I'm really interested in gaming. I want help." And I was like, "All right, I can help you." And so then he was like, "I'll be in Dallas on this day. Just come backstage." So myself, Bose, and Maniac went down there, went to a riffraff show, went backstage and talked with him and his manager about gaming. And it was just like he was just like, yeah, I want to do what I do here, but I want to do it full-time gaming. And I was like, full-time? Like, you want to stop making music? But yeah, it was very interesting. He had a very he had a very interesting plan. He liked what like Doc was doing and like characters were doing on stream, because Riff Raff, whether or not it's true or not, is a character. It could be how he actually is, but it is a character.
Yeah.
And I remember like a couple of weeks before that, Nick had asked me who would I want to meet more than anyone in the world. And I said Riff Raff.
Really?
I said Riff Raff because I was like, I want to know.
You want to know if it's character?
I'm obsessed. I'm like, I have been in my life borderline obsessed with like characters, with people that play characters. I want to know what they're like. I want to know what they're really like.
Yeah.
Like, what is Doc? I remember being obsessed with like, what is Doc really like? What is Riff Raff really like? What are these people behind the scenes like? Are they fucking?
Doc is crazy because you just be like, yo, Dex, what's Doc?
Yeah, exactly. Like what's he like? But then I met Riff Raff, and then I met Doc, and I met people that were like out of character, and I was like, oh shit.
What was Riff Raff like? Like, was he out of character? Like what?
I couldn't tell because we were backstage. And there were people backstage that were still fans of him that had been backstage.
So he maybe still had to play it a little
so
bit.
I still think he had to play it.
Yeah.
But I would love nothing more than to just sit down. I don't want to have him on here because I saw him and Theo Vaughn and he was in character the whole time. Like I want to break the fucking, like when,
H3?
like when, what?
I was thinking the H3 thing,
no, like when like Undertaker, I don't watch WWE, but like Undertaker recently over the past 3 years has gone on like press runs out of character. And he was like, he will say to camera, like, this feels weird to even say because I've been a character for so long and I've been not allowed to be out of character. So then he'll like start talking about the behind the scenes of the WWE and shit like that. I love that shit. I can't get enough of it. So that's kind of like what I was like with Riff Raff. But yeah, he just wanted to stream and he wanted to bring the Riff Raff character or Riff Raff in general to streaming. And I told him what he had to do. And he was like, how do you do this on an iMac? And I was like, you can't. It's not possible. And then he went live on an iMac.
He was like, fuck you, Hitch. Look what I can do.
Exactly, yeah.
Proved you wrong.
I think his manager called me. He was like, I'm at GameStop right now. What do I get? And I was like, GameStop? Like, do they sell computers there? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, you need a computer. And then he was like, all right. And then hung up, went live that night on an iMac. It didn't do too well. And then he never streamed again. And I was like, and I haven't talked to him since. So that's probably my fucking.
He's like, fuck, that motherfucker Hitch was right.
Yeah,
I can't stream on it.
No shot. He still remembers who I am. But actually, one random thing that happened in like 2019. You want some more shit?
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Around the Bar. If you want to continue watching, the rest of the episode will be up on the Patreon for anyone that wants to go check it out. Thank you so much. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.